Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday the Intercounty Baseball League lost a friend, coach, and supporter in Peter Topley. He was the former bench coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he passed away at the age of 76. Peter is the father of Maple Leafs Vice President of Baseball Operations and General Manager Damon Topley, and tonight's designated hitter. He was also the Leafs' third base coach from 2015 to 2021. At this time, please rise if you're able, and please remove your hats as we observe a moment of silence for Mr. Peter Topley. Thank you. Now please remain standing. For the singing of the Canadian National Anthem, tonight we welcome Julia D'Amico.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Once again, Julia D'Amico. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Game 3 of the IBL semifinals coming up between the Welland Jackfish and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto up 2-0 in the series. Rich Corrente's on the mound. He's going to be tasked for keeping this season alive for Welland.
Yeah, it's do or die here for Welland. You go down 2-0 against a very strong lineup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Boy, they've been good. A couple of guys batting career playoff performances, including Marcus Connect.
Marcus Connect, 7 for 11 in the series. He's got 4 home runs as well. That's going to be huge for Jackfish pitching going forward in this game and for the rest of the series.
Well, Rich Corrente has to be good. He's got to be able to get the ball out of the zone and get them to swing and chase a couple pitches. No doubt, this is a very tall mountain to climb, but it is doable. The Jackfish lineup has been really good as well.
Well, that's right. We're talking about Toronto, we're talking about Connect, but if you look on the Jackfish side as well, they've scored a ton of runs too in this series.
18 home runs, I believe, is combined between the two teams in 2 games. This is absurd. Something you'd never, ever expect to see. Who knows? Lots of home runs could happen tonight. It's a do-or-die game for the Jackfish.
Do or die is right. Jackfish need a win to keep their season alive here at the pond. Hello and welcome to Welland Stadium, as we're just about ready to go here between the Welland Jackfish and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 3 of the IBL playoff semifinals here. Brendan Lang alongside Spencer Tangway, and you probably just heard there a moment of silence for Peter Topley, the father of Damon Topley, designated hitter today for Toronto. Peter Topley, from everyone here at the Welland Jackfish, just our deepest condolences go out to his family, and he was a guy who was a big part of the IBL in this Toronto Maple Leafs organization.
Yeah, it's really tough to believe to see Pete gone already. Was with the Toronto Maple Leaf organization for a long time, was the third base coach here last year at the Pond. He was a big part of that franchise, and this franchise has really suffered a tough year. Jack Domenico, of course, lost his life, and he was the heart and soul, the president of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now Damon Topley loses his father. Damon Topley, by the way, in the lineup tonight.
Right.
And speaking with him, he seems to be in good spirit as the Leafs have a chance to move on and return to the Domenico Cup championship round.
That's right. There is a playoff baseball game to be played here, and the first pitch of the ball game for Rich Corrente is over for a strike against the leadoff man in Jose Vinicio for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's had a good series as he takes inside. It's Vinicio, Mara, and Castaldo due up here in this first inning, and the top of the lineup's been good for Toronto. The entire lineup's been good for Toronto. Have had an outstanding offensive output so far as the 1-1 brushes Vinicio off the plate, and he's ahead in the count 2-1.
One of the interesting things for this Toronto Leaf team is they are really hot when they get going. Is speaking with Alan Ross, one of the longtime volunteers in Toronto for Game 2, mentioned they did not get a home run at home against Barrie, but yet they put up 8 in game number 2 on Sunday.
And 11 in the series. They hit 3 here in the first game. Vinicio squares around a bunt and he takes outside, so that's a walk. As Vinicio's down to first, we'll take a look at the rest of the lineup. It is Justin Marr and Jordan Castaldo, and then batting fourth is Marcus Connect. He's been red hot. John Salazzo hits fifth and plays third base. Connor Lewis, the center fielder, hits sixth. Dan Mara, he plays second base and bats seventh. Damon Toppoli is the designated hitter. He bats eighth. And it's Greg Carrington rounding out the order and batting ninth, playing in left field. Early on in this game, Corrente's got to deal with some speed out there at first base after he surrenders the walk to Vinicio, not something he does very often. And now he's got to face a tough lefty in Mara, and he gets the first pitch over for a strike.
Well, it'll be tough for Rich because he doesn't have the velocity to be able to power hitters and throw it by him with a fastball. And this Toronto Maple Leaf team has been hitting any baseball that has come their way. You mentioned it, 11 home runs already in this series against the Jackfish. But you're right, Rich Corrente does not give up many walks, and he's really able to control the strike zone really well. So it'll be a good battle for him to see how we could control the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You mentioned the 11 home runs, also 29 runs scored so far in the 2 games, 71 total bases for the Toronto Maple Leafs in that 2-game part of the series. That's fouled into the catcher's glove. Strikeout for Rich Corrente. Gets Justin Mara to go down, and now there's one out, and here comes Jordan Castaldo.
Well, it's a huge strikeout, and the crowd right into it early. You have to be able to get going early in a do-or-die game. The Jackfish, of course, not many times this year has given up 2 consecutive losses, and now for the first time they find themselves in a do-or-die situation. They've yet to advance to the postseason championship round, as we've only made it in our 3 years here in Welland to the semifinals, but on the brink of elimination here against Toronto.
And it's Jordan Castaldo standing in right now, the number 3 hitter. He's playing first base. Castaldo in the postseason so far, 409 for him. Just another one of those big bats at the top of the lineup. And the man behind him is a dangerous man as well, standing on deck in Marcus Connect. Vinicio took a few hard steps towards second, but then he stopped. And Castaldo is ahead in the count 2-0. Now, Corrente got to 0-2 against Murray, got the strikeout, but he's fallen behind once again to another Maple Leaf hitter here at the top of the lineup. The 2-0 from Corrente, that's down low, and he's lost the zone a little bit here to the lefty hitting Castaldo.
This Maple Leaf lineup, 1 through 9, is too good in the playoffs right now to be giving up walks. Already one walk given up to the leadoff man, Vinicio. You cannot afford to give up another here, as the bats have just been too good for Toronto.
That's a strike on the outside corner. Cocker came out of the chute like he was going to throw behind the runner out there at first base. So he's back into the count against Castaldo, but still a great hitter's count. See if you can locate one on the corner. Don't want to leave one out over the plate. Vinicio's running, and it's popped up high in the air. In comes Hogan Brown, still on the run, and he's not going to be able to get there. Bounces in front of him. Vinicio's going to have to stop at second as he had to hold on to make sure that ball dropped. And the Maple Leafs have 2 runners on here in the top of the first.
Really tough play for Hogan Brown coming deep from the outfield to be able to run in and track that ball down. I'm shocked Roman and Ersmiber didn't converge on that baseball. It was kind of a blooper that was going to get in the gap, I thought, but it was a lot closer as Hogan Brown just narrowly unable to get to that baseball. But it was a little pop-up that I thought might be able to be played by the infielders, but it falls right between the triangle, and it is a base hit.
And Vinicio could have been at third base if he picked up on the fact that ball was going to drop. But it was a close play. He had to stop because he was running on the pitch. And now runners at first and second for probably the hottest man in the IBL right now in Marcus Connect. facing the lefty Corrente. First pitch is a strike on the inside corner, and that's huge for Corrente to get ahead. You take a look at the numbers of Connect in this series. He's 7 for 11, 7 RBIs, 4 home runs, 6 runs scored. So you kind of want to pitch around him, but now you don't really have that luxury with 2 runners standing out there.
No, it's pretty tough to get a ground ball out of him as he has been just hitting everything out of the ballpark. He has 4 home runs in the series, 3 coming on Sunday afternoon. And 3 of them, I believe, were in a row. Yes. It was a remarkable thing to see if you were there on Sunday. 13 home runs in the ball game. And when Brendan and I went, your first trip to the pitch, you couldn't believe that I mentioned to the ballpark. It seemed every hit had a chance to clear the fence, and it really wasn't a windy day.
Yes, my first experience at the pits. Thank you for taking me down there. It's a good time. Now Toronto in business. Connect down 0-2. Runners going for third. The throw down by Cocker, and they got him. Venicio's thrown out for the second out of the inning, and a massive play for the Jackfish.
What a heads-up play by Cocker as that throw was a bullet to third. Not even close as Vinicio tried to slide in to steal third. But a great heads-up play by the Jackfish defense and Sam Cocker to be able to throw a bullet and a dart right to Roman and easily get Vinicio in time.
And I understand you want to be aggressive early on in the game, but you have one of the best power hitters at the plate right now, already in scoring position. An interesting decision to try to steal third there, but he is erased on a great throw by Cocker. Now the 1-2 swung on, fouled into the glove. And Corrente works out of an early game jam, getting out of the top of the first unscathed. No score as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
Time is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
Times when don't try this at home applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can you listen whatever I want? You can't beat that.
Get it now at Giant FM.
Please respect the rules and help us maintain a
Back for the bottom half of the first inning. Jackfish lineup looks this way. It's Gio Morello leading things off in center field. Justin Gideon bats second and right. And then it's Mattingly Romanen playing third base and hitting third. Sam Cocker bats fourth. He does the catching. James Smybert, he's the shortstop. He bats fifth. Tyler Dupuis bats sixth. He's at second base. Mateo Porcelato hits seventh. He's at first. Hogan Brown in left field. He bats eighth, and then it's Zarly Cena drawing into the lineup here today. He's the designated hitter and batting ninth, and they will face off against Zach Sloan. Sloan did not face Welland all regular season, and he had some decent numbers. 4.80 ERA for him, 61 strikeouts through 60 innings, though, so he's got good stuff from the left side.
Well, he'll face a lineup that will be out without Nicholson for the Welland Jackfish, as Nicholson has almost ran out of chances, you'd have to say, as Brian Esri has to take him out of the lineup. He was unable to get a hit and record a hit in Toronto in Game 2. His slump has continued and has really brought down the confidence and the momentum for the Jackfish in the postseason. So Zarly Cena slots in. But you're right, he's got good numbers, but it's his first time facing the white and green.
And Morello, like always, leading things off here. And he's got off to a little bit of a slow start with the bat in the playoffs, in the leadoff spot, hitting in the 180s as he fouls that off. And not just the batting average, but you take a look at his on-base percentage at the top of the lineup during the season at .453, down at .250 through these first 5 games of the postseason. Something he'll look to improve on here in Game 3 as the Jackfish try to stay away from elimination. 1-2 pitch to Morello is down low in the dirt, and it's 2-2.
This postseason for the Jackfish has seen a little bit of everything as we go back to the Game 1 against Kitchener at home, and we fell behind 2-0 early in that ball game. The Jackfish really did not play well in that game. And then you fast forward to this series. The bats have been good, put up 17 runs in 2 games, but you don't have a win yet. It's frustrating when you put up so many runs and you're really unable to be rewarded for it. Little frustration setting in each time you step into the batter's box.
When you put up 17 runs and the other team has outscored you by more than 10, that's the other offense is hitting pretty well too, as Gio Morello takes a walk, and that'll help that on-base percentage. So a leadoff walk to start the Maple Leafs half of the first inning. Now a leadoff walk to start the Jackfish half of the first inning.
Couple of shout-outs. A shout-out to former Maritonian Scott Hay and the Hay family tuning in to the broadcast from Virginia as the IBL continues to grow and viewers from all around North America and the world tuning in to IBL baseball games. Thanks for tuning in to the Dominico Cup playoffs here in the vibrant Rose City.
It's Justin Gideon now into the batter's box. He's the right fielder today with Morello on at first. Morello just 1 stolen base so far in the postseason as Zach Sloan, the lefty, flips the ball over there to first. Morello's back with a head-first dive.
Well, a couple things we noticed, both of us, there's been so many mistakes and simple little things you have to fix if you're the Jackfish. Toronto, on the other hand, gets caught on a kind of poor base running error in the top of the first inning, and in Game 2, the Jackfish defensively, several little errors, little housekeeping things you'd like to tidy up. We'll see what they're able to do with Morello aboard here and try to clean the baseball game up a little bit here in Game 3.
As that ball skips past Mara, Morello's going to be able to move up on the wild pitch. Takes a big turnaround second, but he's going to hang on right there. So a little bit of sloppy baseball on the side of the Maple Leafs to start this Game 3.
Well, with a base runner on in scoring position now, nobody out. If you're Welland in such a high-scoring series, you have to cash him in here, as you can't leave base runners aboard.
And Sloan has walked the first 2 hitters of the game as Justin Gideon trots down to first base. And now, with nobody out, the Jackfish have a runner on first and second, and it's Mattingly Romanen coming up to the plate. Romanen's had a good postseason, .389, and he had a home run on Sunday in Christie Pitts.
Yeah, Romanen, a guy that doesn't really have a lot of power, but he's able to put the ball in play and get on base a lot. So for him to be able to hit a home run, it's exciting for him, of course. Tyler Dupuis, another guy who doesn't normally have all that power, he also put a ball out of the park at Christie Pitts. 13 home runs in that game. You have to think in a ballpark 400 to center and 335 to the corners here, you won't see 13 home runs.
We did see 5 in Game 1, though.
That is correct, which is outrageous. 5 in a game here is absurd.
Lots of power on both sides. The double steal is on. They're going to throw to the back run. Mara. And there's 1 out. Morello moving into third.
A frustrated Gideon as he looks at the umpire. By the way, 4 umpires in this game. There's an umpire at every bag in the infield. But he did not seem to have a great leadoff and a really good jump in his step coming from first to second.
Ball chopped foul. And now with 1 out and a runner standing over there at third base, you made the point earlier that you have a runner at second, you have a runner at first with nobody out in the first inning. You got to be able to catch him. Now he's just 90 feet away. The Maple Leafs are going to bring the infield in. So if you're Romanen, you just got to get a ball in the air here and at least get 1 run and take the lead here in the first inning.
Well, like you mentioned, when Toronto is outscoring you by 10, you have to be able to score runs.
The ball gets past Mora. Here comes Morello, and he's going to score on the wild pitch for the first run of the ball game. And the Jackfish taking off early. It's 1-0.
Well, once again, the Jackfish are able to get out in front of the Toronto Maple Leafs, something they've done in each one of these games. They had a 9-2 lead in Game 1. They were up 2-0 in the top of the first inning in Toronto, which was short-lived. Toronto came back bottom of the first to make it 3-2. Third consecutive game, the Jackfish get out in front and take a 1-0 lead.
Romanin now sitting in a 2-2 count, trying to get on. Pitch misses outside. First time today Sloan is seeing a right-handed hitter in the Jackfish lineup. He'll see a lot of lefties throughout this order. Here comes the 3-2 to Romanin. It's a breaking ball, bounced out to third. That's Salazzo with a nice hop. His throw is in time over there to Castaldo at first. And there's 2 gone.
Little routine ground ball, 5-3 for the putout. Salazzo over to Castaldo, just a ground ball, easily played, and in a simple throw from Salazzo across the diamond. But it's crucial. The Jackfish do get on the board here. They do score a run, can't strand a base runner. So we'll see if they can continue that now with 2 outs.
And it's Sam Cocker coming up to the plate with 2 outs as the crowd gets into it. Let's go Jackfish chants ringing out. Cocker falls behind quickly in the count. It's 0-1. Next pitch from Sloan. It misses inside, maybe bounced in the dirt as well. And it evens up the count. If Cocker finds a way on with 2 outs, James Smybert will make his way to the dish. The 1-1 from Sloan. It misses up high. It's 2-1. Sloan pitching out of the wind, and the 2-1. It's hit right back up the middle. Venicio's right there now behind the bag at second. Flips it to first. It's in time to record the 3rd out of the inning and finish off the Jackfish here in the first. But they lead it 1-0. Morello coming across the plate on a wild pitch. And we now go to the top half of the 2nd inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
Leading off the 2nd inning for Toronto.
2nd inning we go now. It's the 3rd baseman, John Salazzo. Left-handed hitter stepping into the box to face off against the lefty in Rich Corrente as Toronto looks to sweep this series here in the semifinals of the IBL playoffs and go to the Dominico Cup finals. Trying to get there in back-to-back seasons as the first pitch of the 2nd inning from Corrente misses down low, and it's 1-0 against Salazzo.
Well, Salazzo's had a terrific year for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The 3rd baseman, of course, such a predominant hitter for the Maple Leafs. He's able to power balls, and if you remember in Game 1, he almost took off the head of the pitcher Chris Bowato. A line drive right up the middle at him. Just such a powerful ball, sending it back right at him. He's able to control pitchers just with his power.
And you see him when you stand next to him, you walk by him down on the field. He's a big man.
Oh, he's not small. He's you could tell he's worked out once or twice, but you're right. He's just a huge body, and he's got a huge swing for the Maple Leafs.
Next pitch from Corrente just misses outside. It's 2-2, and you can see Corrente trying to pepper the outside part of the plate. Doesn't want to go inside at all here to Salazzo. You mentioned the big power that he possesses. Corrente works quickly. Here comes a 2-2. He misses up high. And it's 3-2 now with Connor Lewis standing on deck and then Dan Mara after him. It's 5, 6, 7 due up in this second inning for the Maple Leafs, so they try to get that run right back. Corrente rocks and fires a 3-2. It's bounced out to third base. That's Romanin picking it up on a backhand. The throw is in time across the diamond. They got Salazzo, who was hustling up the line for the first out of the second.
Oh, a great pitch from Rich Corrente just to be able to get him to reach for it and make him swing. You run the risk of putting it outside. He's going to just take that for a ball four. As you're right, you don't want to get inside and risk leaving it over the plate to a big man like Salazzo or Castaldo. So many big names in this lineup. You're going to have to pitch outside and pitch down and away to make batters really earn their keep in the batter's box tonight.
And it's Connor Lewis squaring around to bunt, and he bunts it right back to the mound. Corrente's off, fires, and it goes off the top of the glove of Porcelato. Lewis is going to be safe at first. And I would think that'll likely go as a bunt single, but a good throw probably would have had him. The throw was a bit high, went off the glove of Porcelato as he was trying to make the stretch. Lewis does have good speed.
Baseman number 6, Dan Mara.
Well, well-placed bunt, and it really forced Corrente to come in and grab that baseball. And I think he didn't realize he had maybe a half second more to take his time, look to first. Instead, he just threw a very hard throw over to Porcelato, and it was just a tad high.
And now it's Dan Mara, the second baseman for Toronto, with Lewis standing over there at first. And Mara, if there's anyone in the lineup who's struggled a little bit, it has been Dan Mara, but he had a great regular season, so he's definitely somebody that can handle the bat. And you wouldn't expect his struggles to last too long as Corrente misses outside, and it's 1-1.
Well, if you're Mara, you like that it's Corrente on the mound. He doesn't have that fastball to blow it right by him, and he's able to see a lot more pitches as Corrente's velocity is just not there. And he tends to throw it more towards the strike zone to allow hitters to swing the bat. But again, a second consecutive pitch way outside from Corrente.
It's 2-1, and you kind of mentioned that. He stays around the zone all the time. We mentioned the low amount of walks that Corrente has almost every season, and it was no different this year as the next pitch is right on the outside corner. This season only walked 6 hitters all year through 52 2/3 innings. So he's always around the zone, and he induces a lot of weak contact.
Yeah, high risk, high reward pitching style, as if he misses, it's going to be right down the middle.
The 2-2, it's popped up high on the infield. James Smybert, the shortstop, now calling off Roman, and he camps under it, and he's got it. For the second out of the inning, and with 2 gone, here comes Damon Toppoli.
Damon Toppoli, obviously a lot to play for and maybe a lot on his mind, but this is a huge at-bat for him as he'll want his family to be with him, of course. And he's had a terrific postseason for the Maple Leafs, and he's really been kind of like a thorn for the Jackfish. They've been unable to get him out. Game 2, though, he did not record a hit.
The first pitch to Toppoli misses inside. It's 1-0, and you look at the hitting style of Toppoli. He's a veteran. He's been around the league for a long time. Maybe not necessarily a ton of power, but he really understands how to hit, and we talked about it when we were in Toronto. With that big hole on the right side, he goes to the opposite field a lot as a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, he tends to just kind of flick the end of the bat at it and poke it into the field.
And he hits this ball hard, but it's up in the air to center field. That's Gio Morello underneath it, and he's got it. For the third and final out of the inning, Maple Leafs retired here in the top of the second. Jackfish still hold a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the second. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
Thank you. Game here at the pond. Now, Joseph, we have a long string of tradition here. You have to become an official fish head, and the only way to do that and get hooked is to kiss that fish. That's right. Yes, sir. You don't want to be embarrassed, but hey, that's nothing embarrassing about this. No. Lock lips with that thing. Tuck her up. Come on, fans, make some noise and some encouragement. There we go. That's good enough. Congratulations, you're going to walk home with the knowledge your official fish hit an ice cold on water locker. Fans, one more time for Joseph. He's now one of you. Take him in. Family.
Leading off the second inning for the Jackfish.
Bottom half of the second inning, it's James Smybert coming up to the dish. Smybert has been good in the playoffs as well. He's got his batting average up in the 330s, driven in 5 runs. He's also hit a home run in this postseason. Lefty on lefty matchup with Sloan on the mound, working in his second inning now, as that's a strike poured over to start off the bottom half of the second. The next offering is fouled away, and it moves the count to 0-2. Sloan kind of hurt himself a little bit in that first inning. Didn't give up really any hard contact, but a couple wild pitches mixed in there allowed Morello to come in and the Jackfish to have this lead.
I think the pitch count is the one thing I noticed. He threw a lot of pitches in the bottom half of the first inning, as he's able to record the out of Smybert, just a little line drive right into the glove of Vinicio. But you're right, he threw a lot of kind of useless pitches that he didn't need to throw. A wild pitch, of course, comes in as the way the Jackfish are able to score their only run of the ball game so far. But he's got to be able to relax here, as they've been known to come from behind. 9-2, the Jackfish did have a lead in Game 1.
Seems to have come out firing strikes here. The next one's a breaking ball that drops in there against Dupuis. Smybert hit that ball decently hard, protecting with 2 strikes, but it was right at the shortstop in Vinicio. The next pitch hits Dupuis. Sounded like it went off his shoe, possibly. He was down for a moment, but he springs back to his feet, and he seems to be okay.
Well, it was a fastball down inside, and he tried to just get out of the way of it, but you're right. It definitely sounded like it went off the kind of boot of the shoe. He seems okay. He told Scotty Morrison, the Jackfish athletic therapist, no, I'm good. I'm going to kind of walk it off and trot down the first base line. And he seems to be okay, speaking with Pat Casey, the first base coach for the Jackfish, but we'll be able to tell once he runs. He's got so much speed on the bases, and you'll know something's wrong right away here if he probably doesn't try to steal, because almost every time he's on the bases at home, he's going to go for it.
A ton of speed in the playoffs, 5 stolen bases in 5 games. That just illustrates the type of speed he does have and the amount of times that he takes off. Like you said, pretty much any time he gets on at home, he's going to be running.
Well, that last pitch, he just had a couple feet away from the bag. Now he's got a little bit more of a leadoff.
And facing off against the lefty Sloan, you could see the first pitch that came into Porchelato. When he lifted his leg, Dupuis' first move was back to first base, so hasn't picked up on the move yet, or hasn't been able to read Sloan's leg kick yet. Broke back for a second again, and Sloan delivers a pitch down low in the dirt. And it gets Porchelato ahead in the count 2-1, and a lot of times against lefties, you're going to be taking off on first movement, maybe gamble that he goes to the plate. Dupuis a little bit bigger of a lead now as he bounces off for his secondary, and time is called. That's going to be a balk called on Zach Sloan. Dupuis now moves up to second base on the balk. And the Jackfish have a speedy runner in scoring position.
Well, he gets a free pass there on the balk called against Zach Sloan by home plate umpire Ben Mercier. But with that, now 180 feet away from doubling this lead. And I can't see Dupuis going to third here with one out and the only base runner aboard.
Also with a left-handed hitter in the batter's box, makes for an easier throw for the catcher. That pitch is poured right over. It's strike two. The last pitch to Porchelato did miss outside, but it was a balk, so of course, no pitch. And now Porchelato is behind in the count, 1-2. Sloan's next pitch bounces in the dirt. And it evens the count up with Hogan Brown waiting on deck.
Sloan here falling into that kind of trend of throwing a lot of pitches here again. He's already thrown 5 pitches in this at-bat with the balk, count 2-2. His misses, though, have been way down and in the dirt.
Now an inside move. Dupuis was running. He's going to try to get back to second now. He dives, and he's called out at second base. Sloan picked up his leg, had an inside move, turned around to second. Dupuis was off on first movement, and he was dead to rights once Sloan stepped off the mound.
Just too aggressive base running, in my opinion. I don't see the point to run to third. You're already in scoring position with Mateo Porchelato, who has been good in the postseason. This lineup for the Jackfish are able to get hits, especially in this ballpark. So very high risk, high reward play. And for the second time tonight, the Jackfish are caught stealing.
So Porcelato's going to have to do a little bit on his own now as he stands in with nobody on base after that base running miscue from Tyler Dupuis. Now here comes a 3-2 from Sloan. Breaking ball, strike 3 called at the top of the zone. Porcelato's rung up, and Sloan faces the minimum
Fans, guess what time it is?
after hitting a batter, but he is erased on the pickoff. And the Jackfish lead it 1-0 after 2 innings of play. We go to the third.
Is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Booked? Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
When don't try this at home applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can you listen whenever I want? You can't beat that.
Get it now at Giant FM.
Off the third inning for the Maple Leafs. Left fielder number 15, Greg Carrington.
Greg Carrington, number 9 hitter at the dish for Toronto as we get things going here in the third inning. Corrente into his third inning of work, and he misses outside for ball 1 against Carrington. 9-1-2 due up here. We'll see Vinicio and Mara also in this inning. Vinicio, of course, a switch hitter, hitting from the right side against Corrente, and Carrington puts a charge into one, out to right field, and that's going to one-hop off the wall, and it gets over the head of Gideon. Now he fumbles it a little bit on the track, but he fires it in, and that's a ringing double to start off the inning for Greg Carrington.
Well, a good start for the bottom of the order. He does his job. He's able to get on board with a solid hit, a drive all the way to the wall. Just lands at the bottom of the wall at the warning track. Ball carried a long way in the air. Gideon backpedaling, just thought he might be able to play that ball before turning around, realizing he's not going to have a play on it. But things change, obviously, from Game 2, as in Toronto. That ball is way gone.
That's right, of course, a bigger field here. The ball stays in play. Now, Vinicio squares around a bunt, and he bunts it foul. If you remember back in the first inning, Vinicio walked. Trying to move the runner over here in this situation and get Mara up to the plate with a runner at third base. Give them two opportunities with Mara and Castaldo coming up to drive him in. But he didn't get it down in play. We'll see now on an 0-1 if he shortens up on the bat once again. It's a long look in this time from Corrente. And you see early on, Vinicio squaring around. Corrente to the plate. Vinicio pulls back, and that's a ball outside, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Yeah, showing bunt early again, trying to move the base runner and get a board here. But if you're Corrente, status quo, you got to focus on getting out the batter here at the dish.
Corners playing in, Romanin playing near the third base bag. Of course, if Vinicio can't get it down to third, there could be a possibility of throwing and getting the runner at second base. Vinicio squares, and he gets it down the third base side. It's past the glove of Corrente, and everybody's going to be safe. Carrington moves to third, and Vinicio on the backhand. He gets in at first, and there's runners at the corners with nobody out.
While Rich Corrente just trying to pick that up quickly with his glove rather than take one extra step, grab it with a bare hand, and take his time, throw over to first. I don't think he would have had a play to be able to get Carrington going to third. But now, of course, he just kind of a lazy play with the glove. It allows both runners to safely get aboard.
Now he's got to make some big pitches here. Nobody out, and it's Justin Mara who struck out his first time up. He's at the plate. The lefty deals, and it swung on and missed for Mara. He went chasing on a high fastball. And it's 0-1. Mara for the series, 4 for 10. He's driven in 5 runs. He's also hit 2 home runs, and one of those home runs was halfway up the light post here in right field. Hit it a long way.
Yeah, that velocity came way off the bat, so high.
And now he gets the ball out to second. Dupuis up with it. Throw to second for 1. Back to first. He's going to pull Porcelado off the bag. An RBI fielder's choice. Greg Carrington comes across the plate, and the ball game is tied at 1.
Well, he does his job. He's able to score a run. Easily, I thought, could have been a double play for the Jackfish, but the throw from Dupuis over to Porcelado pulls him off the bag. They're only able to get 1, but now only base runner aboard is at first base. A lot safer position for the Jackfish defense here. But the Maple Leafs even up the game here in the top of the third inning at 1-1.
And another left-handed hitter now. It's Jordan Castaldo, the number 3 hitter and first baseman today. He had a base hit his first time up. It was a ball that blooped into left field. And Corrente paints one on the outside corner that Castaldo didn't like. Corrente jumps ahead 0-1.
Well, that's where he has to be putting these baseballs, if you're Corrente, is keep them on the outside portion of the strike zone against Castaldo, Connect, and Salazzo, the big hitters for Toronto.
That's a breaking ball that Castaldo fouls away. And he's well behind in the count now, 0-2. And if you're Corrente, this is the exact situation that you wanted here with that runner over there at first. Get ahead of Castaldo. See if you can set him down without allowing Mara to move up 90. With a hot hitter standing on deck. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball, strike 3, call on the outside corner. Castaldo set down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Well, he doesn't like it again. It's the exact same spot that Corrente painted the corner of the strike zone. Castaldo hangs his head, thinks it's outside of the strike zone, but home plate umpire rings him up looking. Has a good job. 3 straight pitches for 3 consecutive strikes from the lefty, Rich Corrente.
And now he's got to deal with Marcus Connect. He got a big strikeout of Connect the first time he was at the plate. First pitch to Connect is right on the outside corner for strike 1, and he was able to live out there against Castaldo. We'll see if he can do the same against Connect. Already 3 strikeouts in the game from Corrente, not something you're used to seeing from the lefty. Pitch to Connect is hit hard to center field. Morello now almost in his tracks. Now he's got it. Third.
Leading off the third pitch, left fielder number 24, Hogan
Bottom of the third inning, it's
Brown.
Hogan Brown. Number 8 hitter in the lineup, and left fielder to start things off, getting his first reps here in this third inning. Brown, another guy batting here, the bottom of the lineup that's had a great postseason so far through the 5 games that they've played. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup with Sloan, and he delivers a strike. It's 0-1 on Brown. Standing on deck is Arlecina, looking to get his first at-bat here of this series. Brown swings over the top of an off-speed offering from Sloan, and he's well behind in the count. It's 0-2.
Yeah, quick work for Sloan to get ahead of batters. We haven't seen him do that very often in this ball game, but a couple of strikes to get ahead of Hogan Brown, the lefty.
Next pitch to Hogan Brown bounces in the dirt. First ball thrown here of the inning by Sloan as he takes a second behind the mound. Now he climbs back up and he's ready to go. Rocks and fires a 1-2. Brown puts it in play over the mound. Charging in his mark. He's off his glove. He's not going to have a play. Brown safe at first.
Well, a difficult play for the Toronto Maple Leaf defense, as it was a high bouncer that just trickled over the head of the pitcher, Sloan. The second baseman had to come in a long way to be able to grab that baseball, but he was unable to do so. Hogan Brown able to get aboard. So a leadoff base runner for Hogan Brown, and now Arlecina coming in with a little bit of a vengeance, trying to get back in this lineup. And Skip Brian Ezra puts him in relief for Nicholson, of course, who's been really struggling in this postseason.
Cena takes down low, it's 1-0, and you see right there with that Brown beating the ball up the line, it made Mara rush a little bit. We always talk about the speed in the sense of stolen bases, but it helps out right there with Brown getting up the line quickly. Had Mara try to make that play a little bit quicker than he would have liked to, and he wasn't able to come up with the ball. As Arlecina's now ahead to him. Cena's had 2 plate appearances in the postseason so far. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Hit .309 during the season through 55 at-bats. Pick over to first. Brown back easily. And you saw on the previous pitch when Sloan delivered to the plate, Brown broke all the way back to first. We saw with Dupuis, he broke back to first as well on the first movement from Sloan, so the Jackfish runner's not picking him up here early on. The 2-0 to Cena, it misses outside. And it's now 3-0 to the Jackfish number 9 hitter, and if you're Cena at the plate with nobody out, you can get on any way possible, get to the top of the order with 2 runners on and nobody out.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you need for the bottom of the order here with nobody out, to be able to get both the 8 and 9 hitters aboard to turn it back over to the top of the order. You've done your job in a 1-1 game. You have to get the bats going because, like we said, you can't leave a base runner stranded in this series. The other team, whether it be Toronto or Welland, have the bats to be able to make you pay for that.
Here comes the 3-1 from Sloan. Cena puts it in the air to right field. Connect coming in. He makes the catch. Now he's going to fire it to first. Not in time. Brown just back ahead of the throw. Close over there at first. Cena hit it hard, but right at Connect in right field.
Well, it was a well-struck baseball from Arlecina. Just couldn't get down in time. And I thought Hogan Brown, he had a very good lead going to second. I think he thought that baseball might get down, but that was a very close play, taken back up to first. Just gets in under the throw.
Well, and you saw Connect in right field a little bit. He was kind of deking the runner almost like he wasn't going to be able to get there and it was going to drop in front of him before he came up with the ball. So Brown still able to get back, though. As now it's Gio Morello, the leadoff man here today for Welland. He takes a strike. 0-1. Morello walked to start off the home half of the first inning, and he came all the way around the bags to score the first run and only run of the game so far for the Jackfish.
Well, this postseason, Morello has struck out 6 times already, which leads the team. Only other player close, a couple with 4 for the Jackfish, something that he's trying to kind of get out of. He didn't strike out very often once he was hot in the regular season. But boy, as he kind of got into a little bit of a slump at the top of the order, only batting .182 coming into the ball game with 6 strikeouts.
Morello takes up high, and it's 2-1, and you mentioned 30 strikeouts on the season to 34 walks. So more walks than strikeouts for him during the regular season. And now 6 strikeouts and 1 walk so far at the top of the order in the playoffs. 2-1 to Morello, bounces in the dirt. And it's 3-1 now, back-to-back hitters. Into a 3-1 count. And here comes the 3-1. It's slashed foul down the left side.
Slashed right behind Ricky Piliteri as he had to jig out of the way of that baseball.
So a full count now. 3-2. Brown takes his lead over there at first, and Sloan picks over there. Smart decision from Zach Sloan to throw over to first. See if Brown would be moving here in a 3-2 count. Of course, as a base runner on first, you want to make sure the pitcher goes home before you break for second on the full count. Morello's ready in the box, and here comes the 3-2. Strike 3 call at the top of the zone. Breaking ball made it back over. Morello didn't agree with the call from Ben Mercier, but he's definitely going to second every inning.
Well, Morello clearly thought that baseball was high. It'll be his 7th strikeout. With that, that'll bring up Gideon. 4 to the Jackfish here. 2-out situation now as Gideon swings a huge cut at the first baseball he sees, and he's behind in the count, 0-1.
0-1 count on Gideon.
1-1 count, and the Jackfish already tonight have been caught stealing twice. You don't expect the base runner of Hogan Brown to be going anywhere here as the Jackfish try to move over, and he does go. Proves me wrong right away as Hogan Brown, right as I say, I don't expect him to go, already being caught stolen twice in the first couple of innings. Put that behind him, and the Jackfish steal a base.
Hogan Brown right there, picking up his 5th stolen base. Brown picks up his 5th stolen base of the postseason. Now he stands in scoring position in a 2-1 count. Gideon takes up high. 3-1 now.
Well, that stolen base is huge now with 2 outs as you're able to possibly get a single here and score a run. So a lot more aggression and aggressive base running back for the Jackfish here. I didn't expect them to steal that base.
Gideon hits it hard to left field. Carrington going back. He's not going to get there. Bounces on the track. Brown's around third. He's going to score. Gideon pulls into second with a stand-up double, and the Jackfish have retaken the lead.
While Justin Gideon, it's his 2nd extra base hit of the postseason, his 2nd double. And a huge one. It's an RBI double that goes all the way to the wall. Just to the left of the video board here at Welland Stadium. Carrington again playing too shallow in the field. Thought he might be able to get on his horse and get that baseball. But that one lands right in front of the warning track. It's an RBI double for number 1 for the Jackfish. A huge hit to regain the lead.
Now Mattingly Romanen comes up, still with a runner in scoring position, as Gideon was able to get into second on the double. For Gideon, that's his 6th RBI of the playoffs. Romanen now looking to pick up another one. Pitch from Sloan misses outside. It evens the count in 1-1. And with that, there's movement now in the Toronto bullpen. A right-hander starting to throw down there. Romanen awaits a 1-1 from Sloan. Now he hits it down the line to right field. It's slicing foul. Hit it hard down the line, just couldn't quite keep it fair. That likely gets the Jackfish another run.
Well, that was a well-hit ball, and where Connect was playing, that baseball, if lands fair, would probably roll all the way into the corner here at Welland Stadium. as one of the bullpen guys goes and picks up the baseball, and it is right in the furthest corner in right field in foul territory. Probably a triple if that baseball just stays fair, about 2 feet to the left of the line.
So after that, Roman is going to have to regroup. Here comes a 1-2. It's in the dirt, blocked behind the plate by Mara. Gideon not able to go anywhere at second base, so he holds his ground.
Zach Sloan, once again, that's the same pitch that hit Morello, I believe, Dupuis rather, in the feet. It's that fastball where he tries to put a little more oomph in it, and he pulls it right into the dirt. That one just narrowly missing the batter again.
Now here comes a 2-2 to Roman and just misses outside. Mara trying to frame it up and bring it back over the outside corner, but he didn't get the call. And another full count here in this third inning for Zach Sloan. So he tries to get out of this with only one run coming across the plate. Here comes a 3-2 to Romanen, swing and a miss. An off-speed pitch, Romanen is set down on strikes to retire the Jackfish in the third, but they do score a run on a Justin Gideon RBI double. They now lead it 2-1 as we go to the fourth inning.
Is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Booked? Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
And don't try this at home applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can you listen whenever I want? You can't beat that.
Get it now at Giant FM.
Fourth inning we go now. Jackfish leading it 2-1, and it's John Salazzo, the third baseman for the Maple Leafs. Up to the plate here to start off this fourth inning. Then Connor Lewis and Dan Mara to come to the plate in the fourth. Salazzo grounded out to third base in his only time so far. Corrente gets a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. We mentioned a right-hander starting to loosen up in the Toronto bullpen. That is Sam Green starting to throw down there. Next pitch from Corrente is bounced foul, and it's 0-2.
Well, for Rich to be effective, he has to get up and ahead of batters, and that's what he's done all night. Again, it's another 0-2 count for the lefty on the mound, and it's a good one against probably arguably one of the most consistent and best hitters in the IBL.
He's now behind in the count 1-2. Salazzo with a .435 batting average in the postseason coming into play today. He pops a ball up. That's in foul territory. Sam Cocker, the catcher, he's there and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and that's a big bat for Corrente to retire here to start off the frame.
Oh, Salazzo frustrated with himself. He clearly didn't get what he wanted there, as he wanted to break the baseball bat right when he hit it, as he popped it straight up Tough play for the catcher Cocker, but he had a lot of time and a lot of room. Good job by the defense to communicate, and that's something the Jackfish have kind of made a lot of defensive errors. So any defensive kind of mishaps they're trying to clean up here tonight to be able to advance at least one more game.
Corrente's off to a good start against Lewis as well as he gets a strike, and Lewis had that bunt base hit back to Corrente when he came up to the plate for the first time today. Next pitch from Corrente is down low. That was the play that Corrente came off the mound, and he probably had more time than he thought. Fired it over to first. It went off the glove of Porcelato. Now with one out, unlikely to see Lewis squaring around. He's not. He's swinging away, and he pops the ball up down the line. Brown on the run. That's Smybert going over the shortstop and making the grab. Just crossing over into foul territory, out number 2.
What an effort from the shortstop. Get on his horse, and he ran a mile for that baseball. Hogan Brown coming in from left was being backed up by Romanin, but Smybert ran a marathon to be able to get that baseball all the way in foul territory. Huge out for the Jackfish. 2 down already here, and now they'll face Mara, who has been really good in this postseason.
2 outs, and Corrente gets the strike. Off the bat, I thought Brown was going to be the only one that had a chance at running that ball down. But you're right, Smybert came a long way to make the catch. And he's been great defensively all season long at shortstop, and another ball has popped up into foul territory. That's 3 this inning. Romanin is there. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Maple Leafs here in the 4th. Corrente rolling now. As the Jackfish have a 2-1 lead, we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
It's time for the Empty Bellies Dizzy Bat Race. Ryan will have all the details, all the play-by-play, and your contestants tonight. Director of Fun, take it away once again.
Thank you, Rod. I'm here with Michaela and Alex for the Empty Bellies Dizzy Bat Race. Here's how this works. When I say go, put your head to the bat, back to the floor, spin around till I say stop, at which point you try to hit the ball off the tee. The first person to do so wins $25 to Empty Bellies, sick prize. All right, fans, it's Tuesday/Thursday/Friday. Make some noise. On your mark, get set, get dizzy, go. Go, go. Oh, Michaela's off to a hot start here. Here we go. Alex is just spinning wildly. While they're spinning, I'll tell you a story. I don't really have a story. They're still spinning. Hey, Greg, how you doing? They dizzy yet, Greg? He says he doesn't know. I don't think they're dizzy yet. Keep going. Alex, are you dizzy? Spin some more if yes. Michaela's not dizzy yet. Come on. Hands, what do you think? On your mark, get set, go. Uh-oh. There you go. Congratulations, Michaela. You're walking home with $25 Empty Bellies. Fans, we should look at this. Alex can't even get up yet.
Bottom of the 4th, and new pitcher into the game for the Maple Leafs. Zach Sloan done after 3 innings of work, and it is Sam Green on the mound for the Maple Leafs. Green in 2 appearances so far in the postseason, 5 innings, has a 7.20 ERA. He's made 1 start for this team. He's got 3 strikeouts as well. Throughout the year, he had a .487 earned run average. As the first man to greet him is Sam Cocker, and Cocker is brushed off the plate. And the Jackfish facing off against a very smart pitcher out there on the mound for the Maple Leafs in Sam Green.
Yeah, Sam Green attended McGill University, who actually got to pitch in the championship game back in 2018 for McGill. but works for the Toronto Blue Jays as a baseball research analyst, but has masters of management of analytics. So a guy that really understands the game from the numbers perspective, and he can throw the baseball, like you said, a pitcher for Toronto who will come in relief. He's come in relief a couple of times against the Jackfish, but now he's behind 3 balls and no strikes.
He's got to try to work his way back here against Sam Cocker. The 3-0 is a strike on the inside corner.
Cocker thought he had it. The late call from home plate umpire Ben Mercier just catches a piece of the inside of the strike zone.
Cocker still sitting in a good hitter's count. 3-1 from Green. That ball's outside. So Cocker works a walk to start off the 4th inning. And a base runner on for James Smybert.
Well, the Jackfish once again are able to get a base runner aboard here. This time they have that 2-1 lead, and they'll look to add to it. Something a little bit different here in the 4th inning. Low-scoring game so far. As you look at all the numbers and how long can this game continue to be low-scoring before it kind of cracks open. Both teams probably waiting for that tipping point. Who's going to make that first mistake?
Smybert hits a ball hard out to second base. It's picked up by Mara to second for 1. Vinicio drops the ball, so Smybert is safe on the back end. It will be a fielder's choice. Vinicio dropped it on the transfer, so Cocker is erased at second base. Now runner at first with 1 out, and Dupuis coming up.
Kind of a rare mistake from the shortstop of Vinicio. He's probably one of the best, arguably, in the IBL, as he's been really consistent for the Maple Leafs. He's so smooth and silky in the diamond, and just a quick little release, drop the baseball. A lucky break for the Jackfish as they're able to avoid the double play. But it looked like it was going to be a routine 4-6-3 double play, but the Jackfish catch a break and only get 1 out and a base runner still aboard at first.
A lucky break indeed now. There's a huge difference between nobody on base and 2 outs, runner at first base with 1 out, and a hot hitter standing at the plate in Tyler Dupuis. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, and he takes a big rip at the first offering he sees from Sam Green, and he comes up empty for strike 1. Dupuis in that game on Sunday went deep to left field, a guy with not a ton of pop, did not hit a home run all season long. But he's got one here in the postseason, one of 13, of course, combined by the two teams in that Sunday game in Toronto. Pitch is on the outside corner, called a strike, and quickly Dupuis down 0-2. Green to start off this inning, he was a little bit wild, but he zoned it in really effectively here moving forward in this 4th inning.
Yeah, he's found the zone after throwing 3 straight balls to Cocker, but now he's right back in the zone, up 0-2.
Coming in hot just off the top of the protective netting back there as Dupuis stays alive.
Game 1 here at the Pond, there must have been 15, 20 foul balls that could have came in the press box right over our heads. That one just catching the highest point of the protective backstop. But that one had a chance right at you, Lang. Thought it was coming in.
I was ready to make a catch. Haven't had one come near me yet this year, so we'll see. But you're right. That game 1, I couldn't believe how many foul balls were coming straight back. Dupuis sitting in an 0-2 count. Able to fight off that tough pitch. Now he will see another 0-2 offering. It bounces way in front of the plate. What a block there by Justin Mara behind the plate to keep Smybert over there at first. That ball bounced before it even got to home plate. So Mara couldn't really go down to his knees completely to block it, or it would have bounced up too high. He kind of had to stay in between and just stick his body in front of it. He did it effectively. Breaking ball to Dupuis. Got it on his hands. He pops it up to second base. Mara camping underneath it. Makes the catch just at the edge of the grass. For the second out of the inning, Smybert back to first.
Well, Dupuis, after getting hit in the toes in his first at-bat, seemed to be okay, as we saw his first large cut at the opening pitch of that inning. So clearly he is okay, but that last pitch, he wanted a lot more meat on that one. Just gets a slight percentage of the baseball, popped it straight up to Mara, who was there at second base.
Now Mateo Porcelato, who struck out looking his first time up. That ended the second inning. He bats now with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Porcelato swings at the first pitch and fouls it to the screen. It's 0-1, and now Green has gotten ahead here quickly of Porcelato as he was able to do the same against Dupuis.
Well, the pitching between both these teams, both the Maple Leafs and Welland, has been really good so far through the first 4 innings of the ball game. The opening 2 games, it seems as if a pitcher would, throw a bad pitch, it would be followed up with a shot that would end up in a double or a home run over the fence, especially in Game 2. One little mistake turned into a couple of runs coming across the plate. Tonight, the pitchers have really settled in and been able to bounce back. They've been able to regain composure and forget about that last pitch, and that's why it's only a 2-1 game and not much really from either team.
No, really, the double by Gideon is probably the hardest hit ball we've seen. There was a double, of course, on the other side for the Maple Leafs as well. That came off the bat of Greg Carrington, but other than that, there has not been a lot of well-struck baseballs. Porcelato trying to change that trend here as he sits in a 1-1 count and 2 outs. Pitches right on the outside corner. It's a strike. 1-2 now. Porcelato, I'm sure, happy to see Green in the game, not having to face the lefty that struck him out in his first at-bat, but he's behind in the count 1-2, in jeopardy of going down on strikes once again. And here comes the 1-2 to Porcelato. Breaking ball, strike 3 at the knees. He is set down on strikes for the second time today, and the Jackfish go quietly in the 4th. They still lead it, though, 2-1 as we go to the 5th inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
Once again, please line up behind home plate. All right, I'm up. Ryan's mic up here was dead. So kids, on your mark, get set, go. Great group tonight. Bring them home. All right, our last contestants, let's bring them home. Make some noise, Jackfish fans. Designated hitter number 7, Damon Topley.
5th inning we go now. Brendan Lang here alongside Spencer Tanguay as Damon Topley steps into the box. Designated hitter today for the Maple Leafs, and then Greg Carrington, the number 9 hitter, and Jose Vinicio back to the top of the lineup card. In this frame, Corrente's first pitch misses inside to Toppoli. It's 1-0. Toppoli flew out to center field in his first opportunity back in the second inning. Next pitch from Corrente misses just outside now, and it's 2-0.
Toppoli, a guy you prefer to pitch to with nobody on base, as he has been able to just get the baseball in play so many times and score runs. He's got 4 RBIs in the postseason, batting 9 for 20, 450, but he has really had the Jackfish number. Game 1, I believe he went 3 for 5, something remarkable, and he scored so many runs in that game.
Now he pops a ball foul, and it evens up the count at 2-2, and you kind of mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast. Almost a thorn in the side of the Jackfish. Always seems to come up with a big hit against this Welland team.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't have that power, but he has, the ability to place baseballs. He sends it to the opposite field.
And he sends this ball to the opposite field. Justin Gideon back a few steps. He's underneath, and then he's got it for the first out of the inning. Toppoli got some good wood on it, but flies out to right field for the first out, and here comes Greg Carrington.
Yeah, he almost hit that ball too hard, too good, because he's normally known for just putting it in the gap or the alley, finding that spot. This one right to the right fielder for the Fish of Gideon. So it's an easy out for the Jackfish, and they would love if he can do that every time, just pop it up, rather than just send a little blooper over the head of the infielders.
That's right back to the mound, knocked down by Corrente. He's up with it, and his throw is right there in time. So he gets Carrington for the first time today, and quickly 2 are gone here in the 5th inning as Corrente continues to be efficient in this ballgame.
Corrente, tremendous job there, just taking that extra second. We talked about in the last time, which was a little base hit blooper right towards the mitt of Corrente. He tried to pick it up too quickly. This time knocks the baseball down, takes a second to find where he is and where the runner is, picks it up, and a nice throw over to first. Really good job by Corrente on the mound defensively.
And it's Jose Vinicio back into the box now for his 3rd time up. He had a bunt single in the 3rd inning. Corrente got ahead with a strike. Now he misses outside. It's 1-1, and that was another play, that bunt single, where Corrente went over and he kind of rushed himself, maybe didn't get his glove all the way down. And he gets that ball in on the hands of Vinicio, but that'll get out of play as it bangs down there on a bleacher. And Vinicio's behind in the count now, 1-2.
Corrente's been really good efficiently as well on the mound. That was only his 60th pitch of the ball game. He's thrown 40 strikes and 20 balls so far here in the top of the 5th inning.
Pitch to Vinicio. It's in the air to center field, and it is going to drop in front of Morello. Picks it up on a hop. Jose Vinicio checks in with a base hit with 2 outs. And that'll get Justin Mara to the plate here in this 5th inning.
So that spot exactly there, that depth in the outfield is where Damon Toppoli has really owned several teams in the IBL with almost like the Toppoli flick, as you want to call it, off the end of the bat, just enough to get over the head of the infield. There's no chance for the outfielders to get that one, as Morello, no way he was going to get that hit from Vinicio. So now they have a base runner aboard, though, with 2 outs.
Corrente checks the runner at first, and his pitch misses outside, and that could be huge here, getting a hot bat like Mara to the plate with 2 outs. A big at-bat from Vinicio to get on. Mara has the lone RBI in the game for the Maple Leafs so far. He grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning as he takes a strike on the outside corner. That was the RBI that chased home Greg Carrington, and the only run so far in the game for the Maple Leafs. If Mara can find a way on, it'll be Jordan Castaldo as he waits on deck. Lefty deals. Mara takes up high, and it moves the count to 2-1.
Able to hold was Justin Mara on that check swing. Ball coming up a little bit high of the strike zone. Able to hold the bat back rather than swing through it.
Vinicio, decent size lead over there at first, and that's a perfect spot for Corrente right on the outside. And you can see that's really been a point of emphasis for Corrente in this outing so far. Wants to work the outside of the plate against these Maple Leaf hitters.
Has no choice, I think. They're too dominant when they get hot. You have to be able to make them reach for every single ball and make them earn every hit.
2-2 to Mara. It's fouled away. That time he kind of got it in on his hands, and Mara wasn't able to do much with it. And also trying to come in, especially with Corrente, who doesn't have a ton of velocity, if you do miss out over the plate. This Toronto team has a ton of power and can do a lot of damage on mistake pitches, and Mara is no different. He swings and hits a ball high in the air to right field. Gideon backing up just in front of the warning track to make the catch and retire the Maple Leafs in the 5th inning. Corrente off the mound. Jackfish coming up to hit. They lead it 2-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
Now, you're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Booked? Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
Times when don't try this at home applies.
I travel. I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can listen whenever I want. You can't beat that.
Get it now at Giant FM.
Left fielder Hogan Brown will be tasked to start off the home half of the 5th inning. Close ball game here and a low-scoring affair. Not something we were expecting after the first 2 games of this series. 2-1 our score. Jackfish lead it as they try to get some insurance runs. You don't want to be playing this close to the Maple Leafs for too long in this ball game. See if the bottom of the order can get on and see if the top of the lineup can drive him in. Brown squares around a bunt, but he pulls it back, and it's a strike called on the outside. But I like the idea from Hogan Brown. See if you can bunt. He's got a lot of speed. Maybe get on. Get Zarlicina to the plate.
Yeah, you have to kind of change something up, you feel like. You mentioned it. It's a 2-1 game, and you can't play this tight. This tight baseball against the Toronto Maple Leafs just doesn't work. They have too many bats that can come in, and you can't expect your pitcher to save you every time. Rich Corrente so far through 5 innings has been tremendous. Really good, efficient pitching from the Jackfish lefty. So now it's time for the bats to kind of come alive here and really show him some support on the mound.
Brown swings at that one. It was a ball at the letters and fouled it back. It's 1-2 now. But you're right, see if they can get some more run support for Corrente because he's turned in a masterful performance so far through 5 innings. Number 8 hitter Hogan Brown in a 1-2 count. Breaking ball rifled back up the middle, and it's down in front of Connor Lewis. Leadoff single for Hogan Brown to start off the 5th. And here comes Zarlicina.
Yeah, Green just missing with that pitch, hanging it right over the zone. And he makes him pay, sending a line drive right over his head. Low ball flight, which is perfect to go right over the head of the second baseman, right up the middle, falls right in front of the center fielder for the Maple Leafs, and it's able to get a base runner aboard. The Jackfish have done this. Where they've struggled is so many base running errors today, And that's where the mistakes have cost them a little bit of a larger lead.
Now runner at first and nobody out. We'll see if the number 9 hitter squaring around to bunt. He's not. And it's a called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Maybe the thinking, too, here is Hogan Brown has so much speed over there at first base. Maybe you can steal a bag and not have to give up an out. With a right-hander on the mound now, you can get a better read over there as Cena swings through that high fastball. And he's well behind now at 0-2.
Well, it makes it tough. The Jackfish so many times this season, their signals have got mixed up. They're going, running, and then the batter will foul it away. Have to be able to be on the same page here if they are going to try to steal a bag.
Be protecting the plate now in an 0-2 count, and he slashes a ball into right field. It's down. Brown around second base. He's on his way to third, and Cena on his way around first. Brown's being waved around the bag. He comes in to score. 3-1 Jackfish. Cena ends up at second.
Well, the Cena effect comes into play big here. It's a huge hit, which really I thought was just going to be a routine single that'll maybe get Hogan Brown with his speed all the way to third. Connect, though, bobbles the ball in the outfield and pushes it deeper into the corner, and that allows Brown to come all the way around from first to score. So a fielding error from number 24, Marcus Connect, allows the Jackfish to go up by 2. But Zardelli Cena turns that single into a double now, and he's in scoring position. Nobody out, back to the top of the order.
And it's Gio Morello coming up. Morello 0 for 1 in the game. Walk and strikeout to this point. Pitch misses outside. It was close, but Morello got the call. It's 1-0. Cena standing at second base. Doesn't have a ton of speed out there. Justin Gideon waits on deck. Here comes the 1-0. That's back up the middle. It's knocked down on the mound by Green. He's going to look Cena back to the bag at second and fire to first. Good defensive play by the Maple Leaf pitcher to get the first out of the inning.
Oh, good reflexes, and thankfully he's okay, as that was a bullet line drive bouncer right back at number 33 of Sam Green for the Maple Leafs. Able to just throw his body at it and get a piece of it, as that ball could have went right up the middle. Zardelli Cena kind of danced his way on the bases back to second base. Maybe they thought he might throw it to second towards him and allow the first base, but no. Get the out at first, the easy out, and now it's the same situation, but with 1 out.
And yes, of course, Morello got out there, but the silver lining, that's 3 back-to-back hard-hit balls as Gideon slashes a ball foul down the left side. He's behind 0-1. But that missile off the bat of Hogan Brown that was a base hit to start. Cena hit the ball hard the opposite way, and then Morello recording the out, but hit the ball hard up the middle. Maybe seeing the pitches a little bit better from Green right now as he works in his second inning. The 0-1 to Gideon, breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Mara. Evens the count up.
1-1, and this is where the Jackfish maybe get a little more aggressive, as you're right. They've been hitting the ball very well against Sam Green, the righty, coming in relief of the lefty Sloan. Try to take advantage here with a runner in scoring position. Hit away here. The bats have been hot all postseason. Swing the bat.
1-1, cork down the line, but it'll hook foul. Got down there in a heartbeat. Gideon was way out in front of it. And now he's behind in the count. With 1 out in the inning, and Cena standing at second base. Mattingly Roman and the third baseman stands on deck. Here comes the 1-2 from Green. Fastball missed inside. Gideon had to lift his arms up, but he got out of the way.
Looked like a good pitch, just missed inside, though. As you're right, Gideon, I think, did a really good job framing and selling that pitch as if it was more inside than it actually was with the fastball.
Here comes the 2-2 to Gideon. That's rifled up the middle for a base hit. Cena will be rounding third base. Here comes the throw. It'll be cut off, and he scores. Now the throw into second gets away. Gideon gets up, and he's going to go to third. A couple defensive miscues in the inning for the Maple Leafs, and the Jackfish have a 4-1 lead.
Jordan Castaldo, probably one of the worst throws he's ever made there, trying to throw that to the second baseman. of Dan Mara, which would have got the batter Justin Gideon out at second. But Castaldo threw that baseball away, about a 5-foot throw, and he throws it into the outfield. Mistakes are the kind of the thorn of the IBL. That's what makes these games so exciting, as the Jackfish now have a 4-1 lead and a runner all the way at third, all because of a little throwing error from Jordan Castaldo rather than 2 outs and nobody aboard. The Jackfish now 90 feet away from making it 5-1.
Your third baseman, number 8, Mattingly.
And you like the base running there from Gideon, going around first base, making sure Castaldo cut off that baseball to allow Cena to come in to score. And then, you just mentioned it, the throwing miscue from Castaldo. That allows Gideon to stand at third base with 1 out. The corners are going to play in now with the infield up the middle playing back. Pitch misses down low to Romanen. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Romanen 0 for 2 today, ground out and a strikeout, but hitting .389 coming into play through the 5 games so far in the postseason. The 1-0 from Green is inbound. That misses outside. It's picked on a backhand nicely by Mara to keep the ball right there. But Romanen's ahead 2-0.
Nobody warming up for the Maple Leafs in the bullpen, which rather shocked me, as in this series so far, both managers of Takamatsu and Ezeri have really used the bullpens a lot. Obviously, you can't use them as much as you'd like, as game 3, 4, and 5 are in consecutive days, and you want to rest as many arms as you can. But for the Maple Leafs, you have a chance to close out the series here, as now as I look down, little slight movement in the bullpen, but nobody really warming up.
And if you're the Maple Leafs, you can afford to leave a guy out there maybe a little bit longer. The Jackfish, of course, in an elimination game, are going to have to use everybody available if they have to keep their season alive. As a trip to the IBL semifinals is on the line here in this series. Toronto's 1 win away from making it to the finals. The 3-1 to Romanen. It misses up high. That's a walk. Mattingly will go down to first base, and now runners at the corners, 1 out, and a good RBI man in Sam Cocker.
Yeah, Sam Cocker comes up, and Sam Cocker in Game 2 had a tough task, as the starting pitcher for the Jackfish changed just minutes before the game, as it was supposed to be Wagner going for the Jackfish, but throwing a couple baseballs just in the bullpen, threw out his elbow, it looked like, and he was wrapped up, put in a sling at about 2 o'clock. Game so it was supposed to start right at 2 first pitch. Chris Lazar had to make the start for him, wearing Rob Nixon's uniform, actually. So it was a very kind of thrown-together start for the Jackfish in Game 2. But that's a tough loss for Brian Ezeri, as he loses that arm of Wagner in the rotation.
In a rotation that already was a little bit thin coming into the playoffs. Cocker's ahead 1-0 against Green, and he takes another ball up high. Remember back in the first inning when Green came out, he had trouble locating his pitches early on. Then he got it back into the zone. Now he's lost it a little bit more here in the second inning of work.
Yeah, you go back to the at-bat with Zardelli Cena, who took him for a ride all the way to the outfield wall. And in Game 1 and 2, the difference, Nicholson was batting, and he wasn't able to get aboard. Zardelli Cena steps in. He's able to extend kind of the hit train for the Jackfish, get aboard, doesn't record an out on that at-bat, and now the Jackfish do some damage here. Runners in the corners with 1 out.
And a 2-1 count on the catcher, Sam Cocker. Pitch from Green, strike called at the letters by Ben Mercier. It is worth mentioning it is a 4-man umpiring crew. You talked about that a little bit earlier on, but Dave Phillips at first, Dean Overly at second base, and Nick Leffler manning the third base bag. Here comes the 2-2 from Green. Breaking ball, popped up foul off the bat of Cocker. And the count stays right where it is. Before he delivered that pitch, he had a long pause. Checked the runner Romanen over there a couple times, and Romanen, out of everybody on the Jackfish, is a guy that you're not likely going to see take off too often. Has a decent-sized lead over there, being held on by Castaldo. Fastball swung on, fouled into the catcher's mitt. Cocker's down on strikes for out number 2.
So 2 outs now in a 4-1 lead for the Jackfish. Still runners on the corner, and it brings up the lefty of James Smybert. So Green is able to get out of that jam and retire Sam Cocker with a swinging strikeout as it was foul tipped right into the mitt. But again, another huge bat of James Smybert comes in, this time a lefty against the righty Sam Green.
A big at-bat coming up here for Smybert. See if he can come through with 2 outs and get the Jackfish another run. Pitch misses inside. A little bit of a fake throw over there from Mara. Solange, the third baseman, wasn't even going there, but Gideon diving back head first. You like the hustle.
I love the hustle, and I think, hey, just keeps you on your toes, and you have to be a little bit edgy and in the game. Keep your mind in it, as that's something the Jackfish have really not had the focus throughout 9 innings of baseball, as they've given up the 9-2 lead in Game 1, and then they seem just deflated in Game 2, right when Toronto took that early lead in the second and third inning.
Definitely no lead is safe playing against this Toronto team. Want to keep extending it at any chance possible, and you got a good opportunity right here with Smybert at the plate. 2 outs, and now ahead in the count, 2-0. Gideon at third, Romanin standing at first. 2-0 to Smybert, misses up high. And it's now 3-0, and Green is 1 pitch away from loading up the bases.
Well, in just an inning and 2/3, this is already Green's 44th pitch of the ball game coming up. So a lot of pitches. He's thrown 24 strikes and 19 balls already.
3-0, misses down low. That's a 4-pitch walk for James Smybert, and that will spring the bullpen into action. Looks like Merrick Deska throwing down there for the Maple Leafs. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and here comes Tyler Dupuis. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's popped up to second base. But he's been hot throughout the playoffs. The best batting average on the team coming into play in the postseason. Couple that with great defense at second base as well. He's swinging at the first pitch and fouling it away. It's 0-1, and now that's 2 at-bats in a row. We've seen massive swings from Dupuis on the first pitch of his at-bat.
Yeah, this time a fastball that he's laid on, and he pops it up foul into the parking lot. But you're right, huge cuts from Tyler Dupuis after being hit in the foot in the first inning. But now he comes back and he tries to launch one with the bases loaded.
He hits this ball down the line, but it'll fade foul onto the berm on the right field side.
Well, he's now in a spot where you really don't want to be. Down 0-2 with the bases loaded, 2 outs. You want to make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches. Let him throw a pitch to you. Now you give him a huge pitcher's count here, 0-2.
Here comes the 0-2 to Dupuis. Breaking ball, it's fouled off. Tyler Dupuis able to stay alive, and a good at-bat right here. He had a good at-bat his last time, too, and you talked about the pitch count getting up there a little bit for Green. Can go a long way. Maybe get him out of this game earlier than Toronto wants. Make them go deeper into their bullpen than they would like to. And Dupuis been able to make him throw 3 pitches here as he still sits in an 0-2 count. Here comes the next offering from Green. Dupuis checks his swing, but he went around. Mara collects it, steps on the plate to force out Gideon and finish off the Jackfish in the 5th. But they do get a few more. They lead it now 4-1 as we go to the top half of the 6th inning.
Leading off the sixth inning for Toronto. First baseman number 5, Jordan.
Sixth inning we go as this game is moving right along. Jordan Castaldo comes up to the plate. Castaldo, Marcus Connect, and John Salazzo. The part of the order that Corrente is going to be tasked with facing in the sixth inning. Castaldo 1 for 2 in the game, struck out looking in the third. First pitch of the sixth inning is a breaking ball right there at the letters for strike 1.
Well, right back to work for the lefty Corrente as he continues to wheel and deal here for the Jackfish.
And now he gets a weakly hit ground ball out to second. Dupuis' throw is in time. 2 pitches, 1 out here in the sixth.
Very efficient so far as Rich Corrente is. We talk about how he throws it at the strike zone. He doesn't use any waste pitches. He really likes to control the zone. And again, he gets a softly hit ground ball right to Dupuis on an easy 4-3 putout for the opening out here in the sixth.
Now he's got to face off with Marcus Connect, and he's been able to get him out twice today. Not something that a lot of Jackfish pitchers can say, or not something that a lot of pitchers in the IBL can say. As he misses the first. Inside, it's 1-0. Connect coming into plate, batting .600 through the 5 games in the playoffs, and couple that with 4 home runs, you're swinging the bat pretty well.
Yeah, 15 for 25 coming into the game with 4 homers and 12 ribbies. This is a guy who, if you can get out, you've done your job. Not only once, he's got him out twice, and it just pays kind of homage to how well he controls the zone when he's hot. He has only thrown 72 pitches so far.
The 2-1 pitch to Connect, painted on the outside corner for Corrente. It's 2-2, of course. Connect, a former professional player. He's drafted out of high school by the Brewers and then drafted again by the Blue Jays. Here comes the dive of Roman and into left field. First time today, Connect will be on with a base hit, and now with 1 out, a runner at first for John Salazzo.
Well, if you're Corrente, it's kind of something you thought the defense may be able to save you from, a ground ball that was not hit that hard, but it was just hit out of the reach of Mattingly Romanen. And it squeaks into the outfield. So the damage is kind of kept to a single. That's not terrible for Marcus Connect, who now aboard with 1 out here for the Leafs.
First pitch to Salazzo misses up high, and guys like Corrente and Corrente himself, who induce a lot of weak contact, you're going to give up hits sometimes. I mean, that ball wasn't hit hard. It was just in the perfect spot between Romanen and Smybert out there. Quickly pitches that one now, and it's inside 2-0. You could see didn't hold the ball as long that time, maybe trying to throw off the timing of the hitter and runner alike.
Well, that just everything about that pitch looked very different from what Corrente's been doing for the past 73 pitches.
2-0 misses outside. Now it's 3-0. 2-0 misses outside. Now it's 3-0. A little bit earlier on in the start, Corrente had some trouble finding the zone, but that really hasn't been a problem for him as he's worked his way through the middle innings. Here comes the 3-0 from Corrente, and he misses up high. 4-pitch walk to Salazzo. And that pushes Connect into scoring position with Connor Lewis coming to the plate. And he's 1 for 2.
Well, it'll be a quick little mound visit here as no one is warming up in the bullpen for the Jackfish. And Brian Esri and the whole infield will come in. But now with 2 base runners on, Corrente really finding himself in a little bit of trouble. But this is what the Maple Leafs have done to the Jackfish. They've been able to find ways on base and really capitalize with their base runners. So many runs have come across the plate in this series. You knew a low-scoring game eventually would have to find a way to creep up in numbers here. Now it'll be up to Rich Corrente and the defense. Maybe turn a double play, have runners at first and second. A soft ground ball does the trick to able to turn 2.
And if anyone can get a double play ball, it is Corrente. Again, talking about the weak contact that he does induce. Middle infielders playing at double play depth. With 1 out, Marcus Connect standing at second base, and John Solazzo standing over at first. Lewis had a bunt single in the second inning, the only time he's reached base today in 2 plate appearances, and he hits the ball on the ground to first. Porcelato's up with it on the backhand, flip it to second for 1, they get the out. Smybert with a backdoor try over there at third base, but Connect back there. Good base running from him, so a fielder's choice, and there's now 2 outs, and that's a massive out for Corrente to get.
Yeah, absolutely. There was really no chance at the double play, as Corrente was the one that would have to run over to first, and he wasn't going to get there in time to be able to turn the 3-4-3 double play. There was no way that was going to happen, but they narrowly got the out at third. The base runner just caught off the base, but he was able to get back in time. So now he's the runner at the corners with 2 outs.
And now you get Dan Mara, who sees a ball outside. 1-0, and really the only hitter in the lineup that has struggled so far in the playoffs. He's 0 for 2. Came into play with a 158 average. 1 RBI, no home runs. He's ahead in the count here against Corrente. That pitch is on the inside corner, though, and it evens up the count at 1-1.
The Maras have been around the IBL for so long. They've put in their time, all 3 brothers, on this Maple Leaf lineup. Only 2 of them eligible for the postseason, but they have really put in their time with the Toronto Maple Leafs and been a huge part of the IBL. The Mara name and the Mara family has done a tremendous job with bringing the fans to the Christie Pitts Park. They've been a staple of Toronto Maple Leafs baseball.
And it's the second baseman, Dan Mara, sitting behind in the count 1-2 as Corrente tries to work out of it. Here comes the pitch. Mara lifts the ball out to right field. Charging in is Gideon. He's not going to get there. It drops. Connect's going to come in to score. Lewis, who is moving on the pitch, will end up at third. And Mara is able to dump that ball into right field for an RBI, and it's 4-2 Welland now.
Just out of reach as that one bloops in, just as like Toppoli does. He's able to get that right between the infielders and Gideon, who was running in. So Mara, who was struggling a little bit, comes up with a huge timely hit. It'll be an RBI single. And now, once again, runners on the corners with 2 outs.
And it is Damon Toppoli coming up now. First pitch to Toppoli, misses outside. 1-0, and again, if you're Corrente, you got the weak contact. It just found a hole. And now you've fallen behind the number 8 hitter and designated hitter, Damon Toppoli, who's 0 for 2 today. The 1-0 to Toppoli. He hits it hard down the line, but it will slice foul. Gideon really had no chance to get over there. He can cover a lot of ground, but I don't think that ball was hit high enough.
Well, the Jackfish batters have sent a couple there to right field, just a little behind of that pitch, sending it foul. A couple of lefties for the Jackfish got out in front of pitches and sent it down to the right field side, foul.
1-1 to Toppoli, pops it up. Down the right field side once again, Porcelato goes over and gives it a look. But it falls foul onto the berm, and now Corrente gets ahead of Toppoli, 1-2.
Yeah, you think he'd go right at him here and try to send one down in a way to get him to swing at it. This is what Toppoli does best, is just get his barrel on the bat. Maybe you try to send one just a little bit out of his reach to get him to swing or initiate that really soft contact.
The 1-2 from Corrente misses inside. Toppoli had to lift his back leg to get out of the way of it, and it's now 2-2. This is what Toppoli does, puts together quality at-bats every time he goes up to the plate. Sitting now with an even count. Corrente has his sign, crowd getting into it now here at the pond. Here comes the 2-2. Toppoli, pop up on the infield. Smybert, the shortstop, is there, and he's got it. Corrente works in and out of trouble with just 1 run coming across the plate. Maple Leafs have cut the Jackfish lead in half. It's now 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's time for the Tim Hortons stack and dash. Ryan's back up, and he's speaking, he's talking. He's got the play-by-play action, the contestants. It's the Tim Hortons stack and dash.
All right, thank you, Rod. We got Mike and Joey versus Miller and Taylor. Here's how this works when I say go. One of your partners takes off, grabs a donut, brings it back, stacks it on your partner. Once all 4 are stacked, takeoff back to Jocks. First person across the line wins $25 at Tim Hortons. Fans, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! Oh, speed wobble. All right, we got one going in. Oh, we got a highly competitive contest here. Alright, there's two. Like it. Pretty even here. Helmet. Oh! Slippery. He saved it. Come on, last one. Here we go. And we're on. Miller, the medic in the back. Who we got here? Congratulations, Miller, with the flip and the toe touch, walking home at $25 to Tim Hortons. Oh, did you ever? You almost kicked Jacques' head off.
He earned that one. Number 10, Mateo Porchelato.
7-8-9 due up here in the home half of the sixth inning. Brendan Lang alongside Spencer Tangway, Porchelato, Brown, and Cena to hit, with Sam Green still out there on the mound for the Maple Leafs, and their bullpen was throwing. It looked like Merrick Deska was up, but he has since sat down. See if the Jackfish can get a few more insurance runs here as they lead the game 4-2. The first pitch of the sixth inning is inbound, and it misses inside to Porchelato. That's ball one.
Yeah, a couple insurance run really can do a lot of good things. It'll give your bullpen a chance to rest maybe a little bit and bring Rich Carente back out on the diamond for maybe an extra inning or even another out.
That ball's rocketed to second base, picked up on one hop by Mara. And the throw is in time to get Porchelato. Porchelato, he stung it, but doesn't have anything to show for it. One out in the sixth.
Other game in the IBL tonight. It is game 2 of the London Majors and Hamilton Cardinals. And Owen Boone continues to be dominant for the Majors. He's thrown 5 shutout innings so far. It is 3-0 Majors in London for game 2.
Owen Boone, a guy who's thrown the ball well in the IBL for a long time. A lot of good pitchers on that London pitching staff. And it's Hogan Brown at the plate, taking a strike from Sam Green on the outside corner. It's 0-1. For Brown, he has 2 hits in the game. He had that infield single back in the third inning, and then that hard hit base hit to center field an inning ago. He takes at the knees for strike 2, and now he's behind 0-2.
Yeah, batting 7 for 18 coming into the game, and Hogan Brown has really had a good game today, 2 for 2 as you mentioned, but he's just been able to get away to get on base no matter what. This is what the Jackfish really need to do here in this inning, is score at least 1 and get on base as many times as you can to elevate the pitch count of Sam Green. Got to use as many arms as you can for Toronto going into game 4 if you're the Jackfish.
0-2 pitch on the way from Green. It bounces in there in front of the plate. And it's 1-2. And you talk about getting on base for Hogan Brown. For the postseason, a .450 on base percentage for him. Almost getting on base at half the time. And during the season, he had a .393 on base percentage. So a guy who is getting on base quite often, batting near the bottom of this lineup. The 1-2 breaking ball. He checked his swing. They're going to go down to third base. No swing, says Nick Leffler. And it evens up the count at 2-2 with 1 out. We're playing here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Jackfish leading at 4-2. in this tightly contested pitching matchup so far. The 2-2 to Brown. It's inside. And he's saying it hit him. And now he's going to be sent down to first base by Ben Mercier. There was really no call from Mercier. Didn't put his hands up to indicate anything, but he'll send Brown down to first base. And now here comes Arlie Cena, who had a base hit his last time up.
The ball was in the dirt, a one-hopper at Hogan Brown. I didn't know if it hit him or not. It was a weird kind of bouncing ball right at him. Hogan Brown right away signaled, though, that it did hit him. So with that, he kind of sold the call to the home plate umpire, Ben Mercier. So he's aboard, but on a weird pitch, back-to-back pitches now in the dirt from the righty Sam Green.
And then he misses way up high to Zarly Cena for ball one. Brown had a stolen base. There has a stolen base in the game. He has 5 now in the playoffs. Good-sized lead over there at first. Pitch misses up high once again, and it's off the glove of Mara. A stolen base is not going to be needed for Brown this time as he moves up on the wild pitch.
Well, back-to-back pitches now go high. He's lost control of the zone a little bit as Sam Green, as the bullpen gets a little more active for Toronto. A righty up and throwing now.
Looks like Marek Deska once again at second, trying to keep Brown honest. And then the next pitch is way up high as well. It's 3-0, and you could see kind of trying to lick his fingers a little bit after that, see if he can get some more grip on the baseball. But he's lost it a little bit here, facing the number 9 hitter in Cena. Here comes the 3-0. Missed above the letters, a 4-pitch walk for Zarly Cena, and with 1 out, it's back to the top of the lineup for Gio Morello.
Well, it looked as if the Leafs were going to have a mound visit, and if Takamatsu was going to come out of the dugout. But it looked as if Takamatsu was going to send a coach out. But no, they're not going to send anyone out. Allow more time for the righty Deska to warm up. We'll see if he does come up when Mercier kind of breaks up this mound visit, and they'll change the pitcher maybe to allow more time for the righty to warm up in the pen.
Your center fielder, number 11.
But it looks as if they're going to leave him in for at least one more batter and try to get out Gio Morello here, the lefty, to have a righty on lefty matchup at the plate.
You're right. I thought after that mound visit, Takamatsu would come out and make the change, but apparently Deska not ready down there, or he just likes this matchup better. Morello hit the ball hard, but grounded back to the pitcher in his last at-bat. Now he swings and fouls one back. He was right on that pitch at the top of the zone. But for Green, that's got to feel good to get back into the zone there after hitting Brown and then walking Cena on 4 pitches.
Yeah, it was 6 straight pitches that were way outside of the strike zone and kind of uncharacteristic of Sam Green. Now he comes right back at him down the middle with a fastball that gets fouled away.
0-1 to Morello, misses inside. Evens up at 1-1. On deck is Justin Gideon, who has 2 RBIs in the game so far. And I would think this is the last batter that Sam Green will face either way. Checks the runner at second a couple times, and the pitch misses down low. 2-1 now.
Well, he's trying to take a little more time between each pitch here to really settle down to get on the same page with the catcher, Mara. The fans now chanting ball 2, trying to get him to throw a third ball, and that one's way outside.
And maybe what they're doing is working. The pitch misses. 3-1 now. As the crowd continues to get into it. Good-sized crowd here for this Game 3 of the IBL semifinals. Toronto could go to the finals with a win here today. Jackfish trying to save off elimination. Morello way up in the count. Here comes the 3-1 from Green. Morello hacking away and fouling it back. It's 3-2, and that's kind of been the way the playoffs have been for Morello. That's a pitch he usually drives. That time he was just able to foul it off.
Yeah, good hitters find a way to get the baseball into the field and get the barrel on the ball, and he just gets enough of that to keep the at-bat alive. So a good at-bat by Morello, but you're right. He just hasn't been able to connect on these timely hits.
He hits it foul once again, as he's putting up a good fight now against Green and hitting at the top of the lineup all season long. Morello was able to have long at-bats and foul tough pitches away, and we've talked about his walks to strikeout numbers and how he walked more times this year than he struck out. But he's also able to make the pitcher work out there right now in a pitcher in Green that's probably nearing the end of his outing. Here comes the 3-2 to Morello. It's popped up, foul down the line, and it will get close to the Jackfish bullpen and fall out of play.
Well, for Sam Green, that is his 66th pitch in just 2 1/3 innings so far. So if you're Takamatsu, you're trying to limit the numbers here on Green as Deska continues to warm up. As they try to just get out Morello, and then you'd expect to see a pitching change for Toronto.
We're going to do it again. Here comes the full count pitch. Taken outside for a ball. He walked him. Back-to-back walks issued by Green, and the Jackfish have the bases loaded. But it will not be Sam Green, who will be facing Justin Gideon, as Garrett Takamatsu is out of the dugout as he makes this slow walk towards the mound. Takes a look out there to the Toronto bullpen. It will be a pitching change for the Maple Leafs when we come back. Justin Gideon at the plate, and the bases loaded with 1 out. The bases are loaded with 1 out, and it's Justin Gideon coming up to the plate. New pitcher into the game for Toronto. It is the right-hander, Mississauga native Marek Deska. Deska has made an appearance in this series. That was back in Game 1, and he pitched great. Picked up the win in that game. He's got a .317 ERA throughout 2 games here in the postseason, and he had a .364 mark in the regular season. Gideon swinging at the first pitch. He pops it up. Vinicio going back. Now it's the left fielder Carrington coming in. He makes the catch. Brown's going to tag. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he slides in safe. The ball skipped past the glove of Justin Mara. A head-first dive gets Brown across the dish, and it's 5-2 Jackfish.
Well, to be a sac fly that scores a run for the Jackfish. But the throw, a lucky throw for the Jackfish, as that one took a weird bounce right over the glove of Mara. As the throw was going to beat out the base runner coming in to score. But he's able to slide around the baseball, and the catcher Mara touches home to make it a 3-run lead again for the Jackfish. So now with 2 outs, there's 2 runners in scoring position.
And the throw looked like a good one from Carrington. It was a long hop out there, but could not be come up with by Mara. As now Deska gets a strike on Romanin. Again, you're right, Gideon didn't hit that ball very deep, not your prototypical sacrifice fly, but Brown's speed allows him to score from third. Now still 2 runners in scoring position, breaking ball blocked by Mara. Cena standing at third base, and it's Morello with lots of speed out there at second, and that's good too, because he'll be off on the crack of the bat with 2 outs.
There's so much room. If he's able to send this opposite field over the first baseman's head, it'll score not only 1, but 2, even a possibility to turn this into at least an extra base hit, as there is so much room over the first baseman's head.
He's behind in the count now, 1-2, as that was a good breaking ball that got the corner. If Romanin gets on, Sam Cocker will be up next. Pitch is high. That was a fastball that time from Deska. Couldn't bring it down into the zone, though. Count evens up at 2-2. Two from Deska. It slashed foul down to the Toronto bullpen. Count stays right where it is, but you can see Romanin, and he does this a lot anyways, but he is trying to shoot the ball the other way, and he doesn't pull the ball very often. He pulled his home run on Sunday in Toronto, but most of the time he's thinking going to right field. Another 2-2 from Deska. Fastball swung on and missed. Romanin is down on strikes. But the Jackfish do get one on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Justin Gideon. They now lead it 5-2 as we go to the back third of this game. We go to the 7th. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
You know, I'm here with Toby for the C8 Niagara Fisherman's Catch. Here's how this works. Toby. Cam has the bobbers up there at the dock. He's got 10. You catch 5 in your hip waders. You're walking home with $50 of Boston Pizza. Fans, make some noise for Toby. Ready, set, toss those bobbers. Here we go. There's 1. Oh, wow. He didn't try for that one. That's 2. Hey, Cam. That's 1. Oop. That's 2. Nope. That's a gotcha. That's 3. What we got left? Here we go. Oh, off the rim. We got 2 left. 1, 4. One more. To get this one, you can get it. There we go. Got it. Hey, yeah, you gave away 2 freebies, so there you go. Congratulations, Toby. You're still walking away with $50 from Boston Pizza. Fans, come on, make some noise for Toby. He's a winner.
And fans, I've just been informed, we're looking for the... For Toronto, left fielder number 15, Greg Carrington.
7th inning we go. Greg Carrington, the left fielder, a number 9 hitter, starts things off. Then it's back to the top of the order in Vinicio and Justin Mara. Corrente still out there on the mound as he works into the 7th inning. And he has turned in a start that was much needed for this Welland Jackfish pitching staff. As the 1-0 to Carrington is a ball. Of course, we talked about the injury to Wagner. He wasn't able to start. Lazar was forced into action. This is huge to allow this bullpen to rest a little bit in this game, pitching into the 7th inning for Corrente. And he gets a pop-up in foul territory. Cocker will give it a look, but it'll drop out of play, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a different kind of series for Esri and the pitchers because you go back to game 1, Harford wasn't great, and he had to come out, and in relief, you send a guy that you might not want to send for as many innings. Bowato has to come in and pitch so many innings. He could be coming in relief. So for a good start in Corrente to go 7 innings and give his relievers a rest, if there is a game 4, you want to make sure you have a good starter ready to go coming out of the pen likely for tomorrow. And then if hopefully a game 5, you can maybe turn to Harford, or maybe Harford goes tomorrow.
Carrington puts the ball in play up the middle. Dupuis makes a catch on the run. He's not going to be able to throw him out. Carrington runs too well up the line. He beats it out.
Shortstop,
A soft
Jose
infield
Vinicio.
single for Carrington. Flips the lineup over, and here comes Jose Vinicio.
Well, it's a good job by the leadoff man for the Toronto Maple Leafs of Carrington to be able to just get aboard here. Use his speed to run out that play and get aboard, as it was a tough play coming in for Dupuis. But now a little bit of life for the Toronto Maple Leafs here as they trail by 3 in this ball game, top of the 7th inning.
Vinicio swings and misses at a first pitch fastball from Corrente. 4th at-bat of the game for Vinicio. He's been on base all 3 times so far. And now there is action down there in the Welland bullpen. It's Davy Mendez starting to loosen up. Porcelato holds the runner on over there at first base in Carrington. Corrente checks over to first. Easily back is the base runner, not the A move shown that time by Corrente. Corrente sets at the chest, looks the runner back a couple times and misses outside. Cocker tried to frame it up, but he didn't get the call. It evens up at 1-1, and with Mendez warming up, I like the strategy. It's not necessarily the 9th inning, but this could be the biggest situation in the game with runners on and the heart of their order coming to the plate. 1-1 to Vinicio's, fouled straight back. And now Corrente gets ahead of Vinicio. It's 1-2.
Well, you talk about probably the biggest situation of the ball game. It's probably the biggest situation this pitching staff has yet to face this season. It's a time where you have to be able to be your best. You need to be your best to hopefully hold on to this lead and get out of this inning first.
The 1-2 from Corrente. That smash to left field. Brown is right there to make the catch. It was hit hard out there, but right at the left fielder, and the first out is recorded.
Justin Mara.
You go back to game 1, and 2 balls that were hit right into the middle at Gideon and Morello, I believe. He lost both of them in that 5th inning. Today, the difference has been the Jackfish have had a little bit of baseball luck on their side. That line drive right to Hogan Brown in left field, as that was a well-hit baseball that could have easily gotten down for a base hit to keep this inning with nobody out and more than one runner in scoring position.
Now's the left-handed hitting Justin Mara. The ball bounces in. And it's 1-0. You take a look at this lineup, and it's Mara and Castaldo both hitting from the left side. Connect the righty. Possibly that's Mendez's guy. But I don't think it matters too much which side of the plate you hit on when Davy Mendez is in the game. The 1-0 to Mara, that's a strike.
Well, that last pitch was his 100th pitch of the ball game. 63rd strike and 37 balls thrown from the lefty Rich Corrente here tonight, here in the 7th.
Runner takes the lead off at first. Breaking ball poured over the outside corner. It's strike 2 on Mara. And he's behind 1-2. Mara does have an RBI in this game. He grounded into a fielder's choice in the third inning. The 1-2 is inbound. Swing and a miss! Mara set down for the second out of the inning, and a huge strikeout for Rich Corrente.
I'm not sure if Mara thought that pitch was going to come back across the plate, but he swung early and aggressive at that baseball. But the pitch was inside, up at his hands. I thought it was going to be an easy ball. It might have had a chance to hit him, I thought, as he thought it just slipped off the fingertips of Rich Corrente. Gets him to swing, though, and a huge strikeout from number 52 for the white and green.
Possibly a changeup right there, getting some arm side run on it. As he got Mara to swing through it. Now it's Castaldo, and he takes a strike. Corrente's ahead, and Castaldo has had a gripe with the strike zone all game long. Didn't love that call either. But he's behind now. Carrington still standing at first base. He led off the inning with an infield single to second. The 0-1 to Castaldo. He hits it on the ground. Dupuis is right there to gobble it up, and the throw is in time. Rich Corrente works around a leadoff single and gets the 1-2-3 hitters to preserve this 5-2 lead for the Welland Jackfish. As we go to the bottom of the seventh inning, it's stretch time here at the pond.
Is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
He hit it hard tonight. Number 16, Sam Cocker.
Bottom of the seventh we go. Sam Cocker will lead things off for the Jackfish. Swings at the first pitch, sends one deep. The right fielder connect is there. And he records out number one as Brendan Lang is back from the bathroom, ran back in
Thank you,
time.
Spencer, for taking over.
I saw your hustle. It was a great effort to slide right back in the chair.
I could work on my running speed a little bit.
Yeah, not in postseason form to get back the 42 feet to the bathroom here in the press box. The luxury at Welland Stadium, too. One of the only ones that has a bathroom here in the IBL for sure.
It's now James Smybert at the plate. 1-0 pitch misses outside. After Smybert is Dupuis. Here comes the 2-0 from Deska. It's a strike on the outside. It's 2-1. Deska was able to go 2 2/3 in that first game of the series, not giving up an earned run, only allowing one hit, and he gets Smybert to swing through that offering, and it evens up the count.
He's had his ways with the Welland Jackfish lineup as he was able to get the win in Game 1, coming in relief.
As Smybert hits a ball up the middle. That's a single for James Smybert, his first hit of the game. And it puts a runner on for Tyler Dupuis.
Baseman, number 6, Tyler Dupuis.
So they have a base runner aboard with one out as Sam Cocker, the leadoff man, flew out to Marcus Connect in right, and now Smybert sends a bullet back right up the middle, up into center field. They'll switch baseballs, but Deska coming in relief really got the team alive for the Maple Leafs, as they were excited in the dugout every time he would pitch, get a strike. They were firing him up tonight, though really flat here from the Maple Leafs as they trail by 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Breaking ball to Dupuis, misses inside. And you're right, not the same energy on the side of the Maple Leafs dugout. There's a lot of chatter going on in that first game, really getting them fired up, but pretty quiet over there right now. The Jackfish lead at 5-2 in the 7th inning. Dupuis brushed back off the plate as Deska is behind. Mateo Porcelato, he's on deck. Dupuis looking for his first hit of the game. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He's popped up and struck out with the bases loaded. And now he swings and fouls a ball off. Fouled it off the catcher, actually. First strike of the at-bat pitched by Deska.
Deska, such a short windup and really has good velocity coming off the fingertips at batters. Tough to be able to pick up that baseball, and he's really controlled the zone when he goes to the fastball. It seems to be working for him as he's been able to get ahead of batters. As Dupuis on that one was late, just got enough to be able to foul it away.
Still ahead in the count at 2-1 as Smybert takes the lead off of first base. 2-1 fastball misses outside. Mara thought he had the strike, so did Deska. But it's ball 3. Crowd into it, and the pitch misses inside. Dupuis walks. That moves Smybert up to second base, and it's Mateo Porcelato who led the team in RBIs during the regular season, and he's coming up in a massive spot here as the Jackfish lead at 5-2 and look to extend that lead a little bit further.
Yeah, the Jackfish have to find a way here to get Porcelato on base, or at least put a huge at-bat in as a righty is warming up in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. It is a 5-2 lead for the Jackfish, but you're right. Porcelato led the team in RBIs, and he could really drive the baseball. He's a huge bat for this Jackfish lineup. Chance to do damage here in the 7th.
First pitch misses up high. It's James Smybert standing at second base and Tyler Dupuis standing at first. Porcelato playing in his first season with the Jackfish. Didn't start the year with the team, but he's played a lot of first base since coming over. That pitch is a strike on the outside corner. If you remember early on in the season, first base was kind of a trial spot for the Jackfish. They were trying out a lot of guys, but he really found a home ever since he came to the team.
Well, we didn't really have a first baseman, it seemed, in the first 15 games of the season or so. You're right. It was like a carousel. Went through so many guys playing first base, and then Porcelato really sunk in and became that number one guy who earned his spot at first base, and that's when his bat really became alive. Kind of became that guy they knew they could go to defensively, and just became an offensive threat as well. Drove in so many runs, led the team in RBIs, but he had so many key hits in the regular season, and he became a threat on both sides of the diamond.
The pitch to him is fouled off down the left side. Count stays at 1-2, and he was hitting in the number 2 spot for a lot of the season before Justin Gideon was brought over from Hamilton. And then when you can take your second hitter who leads the team in RBIs and slide him down into the 7th spot, that just makes the lineup even longer. And then, the guy that you're putting second led the league in home runs, so that helps as well. The 1-2 to Porchelato, strike 3 on the inside corner. Second out of the inning, Porchelato is down looking. The backwards K recorded by Deska. That's the 3rd time today Porchelato's been set down on strikes. And now here comes Hogan Brown, and Maple Leaf pitching has not been able to get Brown out yet today.
No, Hogan Brown's been the threat for the Jackfish that's really caused the Maple Leafs trouble. Deska gets another strikeout with the fastball. Down right at the knees. Caught Porchelato looking. We'll see what Hogan Brown can do, as he's been able to reach every time.
Breaking ball from Deska misses up high. Once again, the battery wanted the call. Not getting it, though, from Ben Mercier. And Brown's ahead in the count, 1-0. Movement in the Toronto bullpen. No movement right now in the Jackfish bullpen. Deska delivers, and it's fouled off. Brown hit it hard onto the left field berm, just behind the fastball. It evens up the count at 1-1. Now, I wouldn't expect to see Corrente coming back out, judging by the number of pitches he's thrown, but it looks like he will be asked to start off the 8th inning with nobody warming right now.
Yeah, Corrente up over the 100 mark. He threw his 100th pitch in the top of the 7th. We'll see if they go back to him. It was Davey Mendez warming up for the Fish.
And Hogan Brown shoots a ball into left field. Getting the wave around third is Smybert. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. James Smybert scores standing up. Hogan Brown with a 3-hit game, and an RBI single pushes the lead to 6-2.
James Smybert, not the guy that has the most speed on the Welland Jackfish lineup, but a really good job rounding third. Got the green light to come in. The ball was picked off by Salazzo. And now the Toronto Maple Leafs, with 2 outs, give up another run, and they trail by 4 here in the bottom of the 7th, 6-2. So once again, the Jackfish add another. Hogan Brown, another huge hit here, and a career postseason game for Hogan Brown.
That's right, 3 hits and a hit by pitch as they check over at third base, but they wanted to see if Smybert touched the bag, and he did. And now Jose Vinicio having a conversation with third base umpire Nick Leffler. But nothing will come of it, as there's still 2 runners out there for Zarly Cena, and that's such a big 2-out hit from Hogan Brown. You get that runner at second base with less than 2 out, you really want to be able to cash him. Porchelato isn't able to do it, but Hogan Brown picks up his teammate. And we'll see if Cena can do it as well as he fouls one straight back. After Cena, it's back to the top of the order in Morello. So Cena trying to get on to see that top of the lineup come up in this 7th inning.
Well, Cena comes in relief, of course, of Nicholson. As Nicholson kind of was told, he kind of ran out of opportunities to be able to keep his spot in the lineup. We both thought you might see Cena come in Game 2, but you elect to keep Nicholson in and then put Cena here in Game 3, as it's a must-win situation, of course. And Cena has done a tremendous job tonight, able to cash in a run with a shot to right earlier in the ballgame.
And he's really done a tremendous job all season long when asked to be in the lineup as the breaking ball misses up high. And he's a guy who hasn't played every game, but every time Brian Essery's put him into the lineup, he's delivered.
Yes, if you remember, Zarly Cena came over from the Kitchener Panthers a season ago.
And he hits a ball hard into the gap. It's going to get down. Dupuis being waved around third. He's going to score. Brown right around third. He's coming across the plate as well. Cena on his way to third base. Head first dive. He's safe. 2 RBI triple for Zarly Cena. And it's 8-2 Welland.
Zarly Cena, you can't ask for much more from a guy who's been on the bench all playoffs long. He was itching to get in Game 1. You could tell he was frustrated He wanted in. Stays confident, comes in Game 3, and Zarli Sina has probably been the difference maker tonight for the Jackfish. Blow this game up. It's a 8-2 lead. They lead by 6.
And now it's Gio Morello at the plate with Sina 90 feet away, as that's a strike on the outside. And this is a game that was low scoring for a long time. It was 2-1 for a while. It was 4-2 for a while. Now an 8-2 lead has got to feel good for the Jackfish playing here in the 7th inning, as Deska misses outside to Morello. And it's just such a luxury to have a guy like Sina on the bench that you can count on to start a game and come up with big hits, and he's done that here today. 1-1 to Morello. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. To throw quickly, and he gets it over there in time. Nice defensive play by Vinicio to finish off Morello and the Jackfish in the 7th inning, but not before they score 3 runs. 2 of them coming on the big 2 RBI triple by Zarli Sina, and they now lead at 8-2 as we go to the 8th inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
Is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Booked? Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
Don't try this at home applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can listen whenever I want. You can't beat that.
Get it now at Giant FM.
Marcus Connect coming up here in the 8th inning. He'll start things off for the Leafs. Connect Salazzo and Lewis, and it's Rich Corrente back out there on the mound. Lefty deals to Connect, and it's a strike. 0-1, and now with that big cushion with the 8-2 lead, it feels a little bit better sending Corrente back out there. Now, he has pitched well. Now pitching into the meat of the order as Connect hammers a ball to center field. And that's a base hit for Marcus Connect, his 2nd hit of the game.
Well, I think it'll be a short leash for sure, as Davey Mendez was warming up, and he is standing up as if he is ready to come into the ball game. He was throwing for a couple of innings or so in the bullpen, so we'll see how short of a leash they will have on Rich Corrente as he gives up a leadoff single to Marcus Connect. Tough leadoff man to throw to in your 8th inning of work, as Connect has really been dominant in this postseason.
And now it's John Salazzo, left-handed hitter, taking outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Connect does not have a stolen base so far in the playoffs as he stands over at first base. And in an 8-2 game, you wouldn't likely see him moving anyways. Lefty deals to Salazzo, and it hit him on that elbow pad. So a hit batsman's going to go down to first base. And now here comes Connor Lewis to the plate, and things have gotten a little more interesting now. 2 runners on with nobody out.
Well, absolutely, and this is where they have to be able to find a way to get Rich Corrente and the defense to find an out, find any way to get it out here. as you cannot let what happened on game 1 get back into your thoughts. You just have to settle down here. As you know, Toronto's going to come out swinging here. They have nothing to lose with 2 men on and nobody out.
Corrente does well to jump ahead of Connor Lewis. Just kind of stirring down there in the Jackfish bullpen. Nobody really throwing right now. Corrente's next pitch misses just outside. 1-1 now, with Connect at second and Salazzo at first. Lewis swings and misses. It looked like a changeup that time from Corrente, and he got Lewis out on his front foot for strike number 2.
Beautiful pitch from Corrente. Gets him reaching, and with the changeup, and he doesn't have the velocity coming off the arm anyways. He's able to get batters to reach, and that's a great example of why Corrente is so good.
And now he gets a weak pop-up down the right field line. Dupuis going over, and he makes the catch. Standing in fair territory. That's a tough play. Tyler Dupuis getting over towards the line and gloving it for out number 1.
Really cool moment there. The Jackfish reliever of Davey Mendez warming up, giving a huge props and shout out, pointing at Richie Corrente, telling him to keep going, doing a tremendous job on the mound. As Corrente knows, his inning.
Still 2 runners out there with 1 out. Mara takes the ball, gets away from Cocker. Both runners are going to advance 90 feet. On the wild pitch. And now that takes the double play possibility out of order with 1 out. And Mara gets a chance to hit with 2 runners in scoring position now, and only 1 gone. Jackfish lead at 8-2, but they have been out-hit in the ball game by Toronto, 9-8. The 2-0 to Mara misses up high, and it's 3-0 now. Corrente taking a moment now to regain his composure before getting back on the rubber. And here comes the 3-0. Strike at the letters. Big strike to get back into the count there for Corrente. 3-1 now with Connect standing at third base.
Well, you could almost think you could trade a run for an out here. Get the second out. You have a 6-run lead. Just have to get a soft contact, strike him out here. Do anything to get an out here. The main focus.
And he lost him. The pitch is called high. Corrente walks Mara. And now Sam Cocker is going to go have a conversation with Corrente. As we see a pinch hitter coming up to the plate for Toronto, it's Grant Tamain.
Pinch hitting for the Maple Leafs, number 10, Grant Tamain.
He'll hit for Damon Toppoli. As the bases are now loaded in this ball game. And Corrente's going to stay in the game. He's going to face off against the pinch hitter in Tamain. He's had 4 at-bats so far in the postseason, does not have a hit yet. Lefty on righty matchup, and he misses outside. It's 1-0.
Well, you'd have to think this will be the last chance and last batter Corrente will see. They're hoping to get a out here on the pinch hitter of Tamain.
Here comes the 1-0 from Corrente. That's a strike on the inside corner. Tamain looked like he wanted to swing, but couldn't pull the trigger. Counts even at 1-1. Bases loaded right now. Mara standing over at first base. Salazzo at second, and Connect takes his lead off of third. Here comes the 1-1 from Corrente. Strike called. Once again, Tamain a little bit indecisive. And it's 1-2 now. Corrente, 1 strike away from getting a massive punch out.
This is the biggest pitch of the ball game coming from Rich Corrente.
Comes set, and the 1-2 bounced foul. Down towards the Jackfish dugout, so the count stays where it is. Tamain in the season hitting .264 in 28 games. He had 106 at-bats. playing in about half the games this year, mostly in the outfield. Another 1-2 from Corrente. Strike 3 called! The pinch hitter Tamain rung up for out number 2 in the 8th.
That's a big strikeout. That's 5-3 wins.
Well, we talked about being one of the biggest pitchers of the ball game, and he is able to get the K. A huge out for the tired Rich Corrente, as Rich Corrente just threw his 132nd pitch of the ball game.
He continues to throw with the bases loaded, now 2 outs.
Sorry, I correct myself. 122nd pitch of the ball game.
And he gets a strike on his 123rd to Carrington. Carrington 2 for 3 in the game. A double, a single, and a ground out back to the mound. Corrente trying to get through this and walk off the mound with his team. Mendez ready in the bullpen if needed. The 0-1 from Corrente, strike 2 called. 0-2. Oh, 2 fouled away. Carrington just able to get a piece. Reached his bat out, hit it with one hand.
Well, that's a good spot for Corrente. Make him reach all day long. Throw it down to the weight, get a swing. As you know, Carrington, who's going to want to swing for this one, it is a 0-2 count, just enough to foul it away. Corrente trying to get out of it with one pitch.
Here comes another 0-2 pitch to Carrington. Swing and a miss! Corrente gets the strikeout, works out of a bases-loaded jam, and he's through 8 innings on the mound. A gutsy performance from Rich Corrente, and it keeps the lead at 8-2 Welland as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. You're watching postseason Welland Jackfish baseball.
The party is never.
Is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/.
Radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Hook. Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
Times when don't try this at home applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can listen whenever I want. You can't beat that.
Get it now at Giant FM.
Eighth inning now, here we go. See if the Jackfish can take some of that momentum given to them by Corrente as he got a massive strikeout there of Greg Carrington to finish off the Maple Leafs in the visiting half of the 8th inning. It's Justin Gideon at the plate, Mattingly Romanen and Sam Cocker due up in the 8th inning. And a new pitcher into the game for Toronto, it's Chris Nagorski.
He comes in relief of Green, of course. This will be the third pitcher that the Maple Leafs send out to the hill tonight.
Nagorski has pitched in 3 ball games so far in this playoffs. Breaking ball, it's hit hard out to second. That's Mara up with it, and the throw is just in time to get a hustling Gideon, and there's 1 out.
Well, it's a good play. It's a good play by the second baseman, Mara. Gotten body in front of it, a routine ground ball, but he sure took his time sending that ball over to the first baseman, Castaldo, as he just was able to get that throw in time of the hustling Justin Gideon.
For the Maple Leafs. Started out the season as their closer, but of course that was taken over by Franklin Hernandez when he came over to the ball club. He's behind in the count to Roman, and here comes the 2-0 from Nagorski. It's down low. Now way behind at 3-0. Defense playing straight away against Romanen, and the pitch misses up high. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk there for Romanen. Second time he's walked in the game. And here comes Sam Cocker.
So it'll be another walk recorded against the Toronto Maple Leafs, as Romanen, who you said really struggled at the plate today, has not had one of his better games, is able to get aboard and bring up Sam Cocker. It's huge to be able to get so many at-bats. Keep going through 9 innings of play, and that's something the Jackfish have tried to do in the postseason. They haven't really had a complete game yet. The first round, they really struggled to do that against Kitchener. But now it's just all about wasting pitches, trying to get as many pitches in as you can out of the arms of the Maple Leafs pitchers.
0-1 pitch to Cocker, breaking ball. Cocker had to bend away out of the way of it. And it's 1-1 with Romanen standing over at first base and James Smybert on deck. Castaldo still holding the runner on in an 8-2 game. Now he bounces off the bag and the pitch misses up high, maybe inside as well. And it's 2-1, and when you look down at the Jackfish bullpen, nobody's throwing now. Now, I don't know if that means Corrente's coming back out for the 9th, or if Mendez is just ready to go. 2-1, swung on and missed. Evening up the count. Two hit hard out to shortstop, knocked down by Benicio, throw from his backside, he's not going to have a play. Romanen slides in. He's at second base, and Cocker ends up at first.
What a defensive and athletic play from number 1 in blue of the Toronto Maple Leafs in Benicio, and that's why he is one of the best in the game in the IBL. A hard-hit ball from Sam Cocker, who was 0 for 3, just out of the reach, but he's able to get his mitt on it, block it from the side on the infield. He's able to throw that ball to second, just not in time.
Smybert now cracks a ball into right field. Getting the wave around third is Romanen. Up with it is Connect. The throw will be cut off. Romanen scores. Going first to third is Cocker. James Smybert with an RBI base hit, and it's 9-2.
Jackfish will add on another here. It's a 1-out situation now with runners on the corner. But that's why that walk is so important. Romanen, who is struggling, gets aboard on a walk. Cocker, who is struggling, is able to make the play, and now they're scoring. The Jackfish really coming together here in the 8th inning, as they've kind of struggled in the first half of the ball game finding timely hits. Now they're able to really get the bats alive here later in this ball game.
Now it's Tyler Dupuis taking a breaking ball that's a called strike, a ball that looked low. Still runners at the corners with 1 out. It's Sam Cocker at third and Smybert, who just picked up the single, on at first. Defense in double play depth, and the pitch is popped up. It'll get foul over our heads, and it's 0-2 now on Dupuis. And he's been in 0-2 count quite a bit today, but he's been able to fight off pitches and put up a good fight even when he's down in the count.
Yeah, not the biggest guy in the batter's box, but he makes a big name for himself because you're right. He's able to extend at-bats. And that's how he gets so many hits, is just wear out pitchers.
0-2 is hit down the line, but foul. Thought there might be a chance that ball would squeak inside the line, but it just kept slicing.
Good hard hit ball and a great swing. Just a little bit late as it slashed foul from Tyler Dupuis. But that's what he does. He's able to just extend at bats and get the barrel on the baseball.
Porcelato is on deck. Another 0-2 pitch to Dupuis, and he fouls it off once again. He's making us look smart right now.
We appreciate it. We appreciate all the help we can get up here. Dupuis really doing a tremendous job for this Jackfish team, extending the pitch count again of another arm. This is the third pitcher the Leafs have sent out tonight.
Here comes another 0-2 pitch. He swings and misses at that one. It was a high fastball. He went up the ladder for the second out, and here comes Mateo Porcelato.
Well, a 9-2 game, and this is the score that haunted the Jackfish, of course, in Game 1. Tyler Dupuis retired, and it brings up Porcelato, who's had a decent night for the Jackfish. Runners on the corner, you think the message is clear. Just keep hitting the baseball as you find a way to get past this 9-2 and get into double digits.
Porcelato has not reached base today. 3 strikeouts. He's also grounded out, looking to avoid his fourth, and he bounces the ball over the head of Castaldo, and another run's going to come in to score. There's that double-digit marker as Cocker touches the plate. First to third for Smybert. RBI single for Porcelato, and it's 10-2.
Well, the part of the order that was really struggling for the Jackfish here is able to do some damage in the 8th inning, and they score another one to make it a 10-2 lead now for the Jackfish. Still runners on the corners, 2 outs, and now bring up Hogan Brown, who was red hot for the Jackfish tonight. He's reached base every time. He scored an RBI. Hogan Brown is definitely the go-to guy tonight for the Jackfish, as he has coming up now with a runner on first and a runner on third.
And with 2 outs, looking to drive in a run. He already has an RBI today, as you mentioned, and a 3-hit ball game, also hit by a pitch. Now he hits a ball hard out to second.
Well, here we go.
All righty, Ron. We got Rory, Vesper, Bentley, and Ori for the musical chairs for chance to win a Jackfish t-shirt. Ron, hit that beat.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Or you're out. Yep. All right, we're down to 3. Here we go. Up you get. Go, Cotton Eye Joe. It's a great song, Ron.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Oh, ouch. All right, Vesper, you're out. There's no rules in musical chairs, you know that. All right, we're down to 2 here. Hey, let go of the chair. Let go of the chair. Let go of the chair. That means let go of the chair. Go around the chair. There you go. Don't touch the chair. All right. Congratulations. You're walking home with Jackfish t-shirt. Fans, make some noise for our contestants tonight. They're getting slick on this game.
It's the 9th inning, and you look out there on the mound, and it's Rich Corrente back out. He's thrown 126 pitches to this point, and he will face the top of this Maple Leafs lineup. Vinicio, Mara, and Castaldo. And the first pitch is fouled away from Vinicio as we are underway in the 9th inning. Vinicio lined out to left field. He hit it hard right at Hogan Brown in the 7th inning, and Corrente's earned the right to go back out there, and he's throwing a lot of pitches, but that's a called strike as he's ahead 0-2. On Vinicio, bullpen quiet for the Jackfish. There is movement in the Toronto bullpen. Pitch misses just up high.
Crowd really behind Corrente here as he is, you mentioned, done a tremendous job and earned the right to come out for the 9th game to go for a complete game.
And he gets a pop-up off the bat of Vinicio, lifted to left field. Smybert, the shortstop, going back. He hauls it in. With Hogan Brown having to jump out of the way a little bit. First out of the 9th inning. And Corrente's 2 outs away from a complete game.
And if you're Rich Corrente, you take that momentum you did in the 8th and how excited he was to get those 2 huge strikeouts, the 2nd and 3rd out of the innings with the bases juiced. And it just killed the momentum for Toronto. But boy, that sparks your team. Even though it is an 8-run ball game now, you got to kind of thrive off that momentum from your starting pitcher who's thrown over 130 pitches to go the distance for your team.
He fell behind 1-0 to Mara, and now Mara gets into one, but it's well foul. He smashed that ball. And we know he has a lot of power. He was just out in front of that.
Ball actually just hit the deck of that house. Way foul, but right on the deck, right near the grill master, the BBQ.
1-1 misses inside. 2-1 as Jordan Castaldo waits on deck. Mara trying to find any way to get on base here. 2-1. He hits it. Out to first base. Diving stop by Porcelato. Corrente covering the bag. He gets there and he's safe.
Tight play. How tight can you get that call? Good effort from Corrente. Not the quickest guy coming off the mound, but boy, was he hustling to get that out. He wants that 2nd out, but it'll have to wait as that's a 50-50 call. Goes in favor of the Leafs. But boy, you can't ask for much more from your pitcher to really get over there, hustling, putting everything he has on the line to get that 2nd out.
So there is only 1 out now. Close play at first base, and it's Jordan Castaldo coming up. You'd love for Corrente to be able to finish this thing off in this 10-2 game. First pitch to Castaldo. It's hit hard to right field. In comes Gideon. He's not going to get there. He has to play it on a bounce. Spins, fires to second, but it's offline. Sliding in safely is Mara. And that's a ringing single for Jordan Castaldo. And there's 2 runners on now with 1 away. And here comes Marcus Connect.
Back-to-back batters that have really hit well-hit balls off Corrente. Mara, of course, sent one foul to the house in foul territory. And now Castaldo, a line drive right in front of Gideon, gets down for a base hit. So 2 runners on. But there is 1 out as the fans pick up the Let's Go Jackfish chants here.
Most of the fans hanging around here as we play in the 9th inning. Corrente trying to finish off this ball game himself. As standing in his way is Marcus Connect, and he skies a ball in the infield. Just near the cut of the grass is Tyler Dupuis, and it comes down in his glove. That's the 2nd out of the inning. 2 outs now, and here comes the left-handed hitting John Salazzo as the last chance for the Maple Leafs here in Game 3 of this semifinal matchup.
Well, it's 10-2, and the hit's 11-11. But the stat I like the most so far on the line is no errors today for the Jackfish so far. 2 errors for Toronto. And that's something the Jackfish really stressed on. You have to be able to clean up the game defensively. And so far, no errors committed with only 1 out left to give.
Yes, and playoff baseball defense is so important, and Welland's been able to play great defensively today. And it helps when your pitcher's peppering the strike zone like Corrente has done all game long. As he jumps ahead once again now, this time against Salazzo. The 0-1 is up high. 1-1 now. Connor Lewis is on deck if Salazzo finds a way on, as he is the last hope for the Maple Leafs. 2 outs here in the 9th. Corrente trying to finish this thing off himself. The 1-1 to Salazzo. It's a ball. Goes off the glove. now behind in the count, 2-1 against Salazzo. Salazzo for the day does not have a hit, but he has been on base twice, a walk and a hit by pitch. The 2-1 misses way outside. Cocker had to go grab that, and it's now 3-1.
Yeah, you want to pitch away from the big man Salazzo, and now that one gets away. But a lot of the pitches, of course, going to be outside as the crowd rallying right back behind him as he tries to get a second strike here.
3-1 to Salazzo, fouled straight back, and the Maple Leafs are down to their final strike. Full count, 2 outs. Both runners will be off on the pitch. Crowd to their feet now, trying to will their starting pitcher to a complete game and a Jackfish win. The 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss! Corrente gets the strikeout to finish off the ball game. And the Welland Jackfish win Game 3 and avoid elimination as they win it 10-2 on the back of a massive complete game pitching performance from Rich Corrente.
Well, we said it off the top of the broadcast. Rich Corrente is going to have to find a way to control the zone. Has no other option. This Toronto Maple Leaf team is too good offensively. They put up 11 hits, but they're only able to score 2 runs thanks to the pitching from Rich Corrente. By the way, total pitch count, he threw 91 strikes, 51 balls for 142 pitches.
142 pitches for Rich Corrente to get through it. And not only is that a big performance because they win, it's also a big performance because you don't have to use any of your relievers. Now tomorrow you go to Toronto, everybody's probably in play.
Yeah, you have no choice, right? It's do or die baseball. The script is still the same for the Jackfish, who will head to the province capital, to Christie Pitts. They have no choice. You have to win tomorrow and bring it back here for game number 5, right here Thursday night.
So the next game comes tomorrow. That is in Toronto, and the Jackfish, if they want to keep their season alive, they got to win that one and then bring it back for an all-important Game 5. But they got to win the next one first. That will come tomorrow in Toronto. Thank you so much for coming along with us. The Jackfish win it 10-2. Rich Corrente with a complete game, and he picks up the win.
This is Rich Corrente's.
Thank you for coming along. From everyone here for the Welland Jackfish, from our producer Brent, for Spencer Tangway, I'm Brendan Lang. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.
Make some noise for our player of the game.